Hello everyone. How's everyone doing? Let's see. Hello Dumb Panda. Hello Williams Diamond. Hello Yahoo. Hello Robzilla. How's everyone doing? I am here. Oh, hello. Hello Babado Gabo. How you doing? Long time no see. And congratulations Fire on being a greedy bastard and getting first, second, and third. I need to move shit around on my screen. There is so much stuff that I need to keep track of. Oh god. My ultra wide isn't enough. I'm good. Yeah, how's everyone doing? How's everyone's day going? I'm tempted to paint Horus Heresy Darkness right now. Nice. Very nice. How's that going? I'm going to move this right here. And I need to scroll all the way up just to see whose stuff is whose. Can I shrink this down some more? Yes, I can. Okay.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
And thank you for the stretch. Yeah. So, today, god dang it, I can't get all my stuff. Today is the very first entry in...
Show us what you got!
So, basically what this is, for those of you that are just joining in, or I'm pretty sure everyone that's here already knows what this is you are going to be posting your miniatures in the channel labeled
Show us what you got!
And me and Ikbar will be looking over them and giving you critique and feedback. If you did not put in your description of the miniatures you posted that you want critique or feedback, you will be skipped. So I suggest, if you actually want your stuff to be looked at this stream, that you go back and make sure that you put that in the description of any of the photos you posted. Because I am not showing any mercy. You will be skipped because there are a lot of entries and I have stuff I have to do tomorrow. I want to tell everyone in the chat I like what you got. Yes. Darn, that's another soundboard thing I should have got. Damn it. Thank you for the hydrate. And the posture check. That's something that I should have... Darn, I should have gotten the soundboard for that. Enjoy your submission. Well, we don't know what... I won't know until I get to it if I like your submission. And you also got to remember, you got to put if you want critique or feedback in it, or it's going to get skipped. Boo, not cool. Didn't submit anything. Okay. Wow, just lying. What a liar. Okay, but I don't know when Ikbard's gonna be here. He'll probably be here around 8:30, I think. But getting pranked, okay. Why do we have an Among Us dude in the back and heard the fish cleaning? Because that's what's in the background. That's why. But that's why it's in the background, because it has to be back there. I need someone cleaning this big ass warehouse, and I don't know why the Among Us is dancing back there. But whatever. But yeah, it's time for...
Show us what you got!
Okay, so first up, I'm just gonna be starting because which time zone? What do you mean? What do you mean which time zone? Oh, Gato in the background. Sure, I guess. Let me see if I can find a photo of her. Do I have any photos I can pull from? Give me a second. Because most of them are on my cellular device. So I need to go find one that I can save to my computer. I think the easiest one to do would probably be what's in the membership posts, and that's all you guys are gonna get to see. It's already been up for... How long has it been up for? A day, so you get to see a cat photo you normally don't get to see. Wait, oh, that's so lame. YouTube saves it as a WEP image. I hate that. I hate that file extension so much. Let me save this to the folder with all my cat photos in it. And I will add that as a source just to quell everyone. Keyword, let's see what you do here. I don't know where to put it. Well, whatever, that's where it goes. Well, it's 6 a.m. for me, so I'm leaving with that by 8. Oh, yeah, so sorry. 8 p.m. EST. So, if it is 6 a.m. for you, if I don't get to you, just know that depending on when the stream ends, I will be time stamping every single entry. So even the EU bros will know exactly where theirs is so they can get their critique and feedback. But again, this all depends on how many entries we get through and how many of them exactly there are in this given stream. If I only get halfway through all of these, I'm just gonna have to continue them next Monday in the same time zone. Ah, okay. The Europeans are weak, but whatever. I'm just gonna, for the sake of being nice, I'm gonna time zone everyone's thing after stream, like I said, depending on what time this finishes at, because I have to be at Railroad Club tomorrow at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and it takes me like 30 minutes to get there, and it takes me an hour to get ready. So, again, without further ado, after that side quest, it is time for...
Show us what you got!
Okay. So first up we have Loza. I'll take feedback and critiques. This is the scheme I plan on working on for my 1000 Suns 30k army. Okay, so they have submitted a Saturnine Dreadnought to us. Looks sick, but the base is a bit flat and the source of the OSL isn't bright enough. Yeah, the base is a bit flat. That's the... I'm the one who's supposed to be critiquing here, but yeah. So, I like about this is they did attempt OSL, but the problem is, since it looks like they don't have an airbrush, what's happening is that, let me go to more images like one from the side. What happens is it's not going to look as great, also because I can tell they're using a bit of a chunkier white paint, so that also makes it harder. But I do love the way the transitions are for like the armor itself. That looks very nice. It's just the OSL and the base are detracting from what makes this look very, very nice. 1800 instead of post-marine, okay. But yeah, so main problem with this is everything else on the mini looks good, because you'll notice they also did some freehand here, and at first I didn't know that that was freehand, but it actually is. So that's some pretty damn good freehand they did. But the problem is, when you look at the miniature as a whole, everything looks great until you look to the left and see the plasma gun. This would have honestly looked better. I know you wanted to attempt OSL, but this honestly would have looked a lot better if you didn't do the OSL up here on the arms and the little gun right here and on the leg, because it just looks out of place. Whoops, skipping ahead there. Plus also I feel like the golds are a little bit flat. There's not really much shading to it from what I can tell. It could just be the light is blowing it out. But you need a bit of shading too, like a little bit more stronger shade on the gold. Because right now it looks flat. Beautiful. Mine's are super crazy stuff with the weapon. Yeah. Yeah. Plus also maybe... I want to say maybe do a little bit brighter of a highlight on the panels. Because it kind of looks like it's just blending in to the panel itself. But I can see it, but it's just a little bit too samey as the colors of the panels themselves. But another good thing that they did do is actually the gun right here has a really nice heat burn effect. Ugh. Okay, this is another thing too. Who raided me? Thank you, Rev, for the raid. Green is beyond beautiful. I thought they were decals. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought these were decals, but they're not. Hello, Skeleton. I'm doing good. I'm gonna try the new AdMech. They're looking pretty good, but I'm more excited about the possible new knights. They did also do good with the chevrons, but they're a little bit too small. I mean, too large. But I mean, they're painting however they want. Hello, who this? Hello. I'm gonna say this right now. If you're gonna play Rivals, you're gonna have to leave.
Huh? Oh no, I'm not playing.
Yeah,
that.
if you're gonna do that, I've got to. Yes, possibly a new night is the rumors that. Well, David said we're possibly getting a new night, so I'm gonna believe him. Maybe Plastic Warhound. That'd be amazing. But back to what I was saying about the weapons. Notice how the plasma gun looks very nice from right here, and then you get to right here, and on the gun itself for this one, there's not really much. It looks flat, is what it is. Because while yes, they do have the heat burn effect, the rest of the gun looks very flat, and I don't really like that. It just doesn't look very good. They could have made like this a different color, like the coils right here on the gun itself with the melta-gun. Keep it up with Warhammer rather than hearing it old days old. What? What do you mean? Watch it be new Plastic Knight with Imperialis. Oh god, if it was Imperialis, I'm gonna be so pissed. But I mean, this is a very nice Dreadnought. It's just there's issues with the OSL is probably my biggest one. Because if I can get it to... I can't get it to scoot over. This is like the best I can do. But like... that just makes it look... You kind of messed up the paint job doing the OSL. It's a good attempt. Honestly, it's not that good to do OSL unless you're using an airbrush, like if it's on a different source. Because I love the way the plasma gun looks. That's how I want mine to look. Like I said, the only problem is the OSL right in the center on the guns does not look very good. If you want to make it look better, if you don't have an airbrush, you want to paint in very thin glazes. Showing in here Thursdays. Where does everyone get the information? I don't know Facebook. Oh, go to Warhammer community. GW posts articles there almost every day, and the reveals are usually always on there too. Pissing off people have been waiting for plastic options. Yes, they are not against that, unfortunately. So I'm not gonna think otherwise. It's something stupid they're gonna do. Okay, the base. I mean, the problem is the base does look a bit flat. You could have put some rocks and maybe some like dead grass on it. Hello, Hurricane. How you doing? Hello, David. Yeah, the base is flat. Clean up the base. Again, the gold needs some work, needs to be shaded. But like, this base would look really good if there was some rocks and dead grass on it, but there's not. But I do like what they did on the back of it for the heat exhaust. That is very nice. If they were able to replicate this, but right here on the leg, that would have looked way better. It's just the translation from the heat exhaust to right here did not exactly carry over. Other than that, it's a very nice miniature. I like it. And I'm sure it will make a very good scheme for your Thousand Suns. It's just, you also got to keep in mind how easily can you replicate this on a smaller scale. Because it's easier to paint stuff on a large scale. It's once you start to get on a smaller scale that it gets a lot more difficult to do. I won't lie, I'm so scared to start painting my minis even after doing a lot of research. Well, welcome, Egglord. You'll be fine. It's better to just start painting, like paint on the stuff you don't really want to mess up. And then it'll be a lot, you'll have a much easier time. But just like, don't be afraid of doing it. Because if you're afraid of doing it, you're not really ever going to start it at all. Yeah, good miniature, just execution on the OSL isn't very good for the plasma. Like, the plasma itself looks very good. The lighting on it, it looks like it's glowing red, white hot. It's just when you got to the OSL on the other parts, it's not that great. And then maybe also change the lens color for the lenses, for the targeting lenses. Those are a bit weird. Yep, good start for an army. Okay. Thank you, Loza, for sharing. Next we have Cheese It, I believe. Wait, let me see, make sure I've got everything in order. Okay, now. So if you edit it later on, some people did that. They reposted their stuff saying they wanted feedback, so I will get to them when I get to it. Which black primer should I get? Depends. You don't hear anything for the tip on the community. Yeah, so Depends. What do you want? Do you want... Can you afford GW primer? Because their primer is expensive, but it is very good primer. And if you screw up and like it gets all grainy, it's easily strippable. Yeah. So depends. You can use Army Painter, or you could use like... I think Color Forge's primer is also good. Yeah, back on track, because we got a lot of entries. Color Forge is the goat, it's not even close. Yeah. Any of the Gundam. Okay, but yes. Next up we have Walrus. Biggest boy nights. I want critique as well, critique's feedback or whatever. Okay. So let's see, what can we say about this? So, first off, you need to work on the base, and it's a bit messy in some areas, and you need some wash on the gold and maybe the silver. Also clean up that mold line. Color Forge sometimes has weak nozzles. I did not know that. I'll have to keep that in mind. Oh wait, I remember. I think this is, yeah, this is I think this is a recast. Nothing against it, but he needs to, Walrus, he needed to clean up the recast a bit better. Okay. Mold line. But Walrus, you needed to clean up the mold lines a lot better. It looks horrendous. This is disgusting. I'm trying to figure.
Is that a cat cam, or is that just a picture of Chessie?
It's just a picture. People requested a picture of the cat, so they got a picture of the cat. But I mean, it looks nice. It needs some work. It's a bit flat too. Like the armor panels, like I can tell you were trying to make them a bit brighter. It's just they're not that much brighter, and you also need to work on the lighting too. You could have also done a little bit of highlighting or dry brushing on the top panels. Yes, it doesn't stink like Citadel primer. Interesting. Yeah, this knight needs some work. Next knight. Okay, this one looks a bit better. The streakiness on the armor panels is not that great. I don't like that. You need to thin your paints down more. The shading on the gold is a bit better. It's a bit inky and blotchy all over the place, so you need to work on that. Tried to do OSL with some green. Doesn't look great. It just looks like you splashed green paint on it. You needed to thin that down very strongly. You only played in the squad for once, not from UK. I need to move this around. I'm gonna pop out the chat actually, because I can actually do that. Okay, it's better. Try to make a 1K army. Make a 1K army, but buying stuff off a troll trader. Only have a 300 and can't afford a garden army. What other factions do you recommend? My goal is not get buyer's remorse. Handy is vicious. Well, I'm gonna be vicious. He said critique of critique, so he's getting the critique of critique. Well, I mean, you can. I'm gonna say this right now. Don't say you can't afford it. You can. It just depends on how long you want to take building up that army. Because if you're just buying off of Troll Trader, eventually good deals will pop up where it's a bunch of guard miniatures for cheap. I've seen it. It's just you have to look like every day, because those deals disappear like instantly.
Listen to the all-wise Handy. He knows.
But yeah, it's a bit back to this. So the paint is a bit blotchy and needs some work, and also coffee staining from the shade. Step 1, buy 3D printer. That's also a step 2. But then you create another problem, because now you have access to pretty much unlimited miniatures. The pile of shame just gets worse and worse, and stuff never gets painted. That's one of the reasons I'm kind of holding off on getting a 3D printer. Any other stores like Troll Trader in the USA? I can't remember what it's called, but I know there is another used miniature site that's based in the US. I can't remember the name of it. Does anyone in chat remember the name of it? Buy recast, they're a third of the price. Yeah, but if it's coming from China, you gotta pay import fees. Yeah, I think it's My Mini Swap. Check that out. It might be my mini swap. I think it's that. But yeah, Walrus, this night needs a lot of work. What you can probably do is take an old makeup brush or dry brush, thin down the paint colors you want to use, and then you slowly start stippling it on the panels and it'll look a lot better. Lock in handy. I'm sorry, I'm just getting distracted.
Because his Kiki's next to him.
No, the kitty's not being a distraction. Okay, yeah, here's another example of this. It is very... Also, the paint isn't consistent in some places, like you can see on the central panel right below the targeting lens. You guys can see my... Yeah, you guys can see my mouse right here. So yeah, right here, it's a bit blotchy in places and it doesn't look very good. You have to build up the colors a bit more. And also, please, for the love of God, dust your models too before you post them. I see cat hairs all over these. Moving yet doesn't listen once Andy starts yapping, use all ears. Blotchy mean to the paint? No. So what I mean by blotchy, it can be multiple things, but one of the things is your paint didn't get enough coverage, or this is just the shade, which is causing coffee staining, and it's like a blotch of paint, like on the crotch plate here. So there's that, and then streaking lines like on these panels right here, that's because they didn't thin the paint out enough, or just the paint they're working with isn't that great of a paint and they didn't apply enough paint. And also, here's another example too. He put down a bit too much wash on the crotch flag, so it all pooled right down the center right here. You don't want to be too heavy on the wash, because then you do get that coffee staining, and if it's too much wash, it's gonna pool in one place and it's gonna look really bad. Putting dust on them. Yeah, doing pigment powder, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I recommend before taking pictures, if you have a cat, to dust them off to get all the cat hair off. Okay, next one. Okay, here's another example of the other night. Again, paint, I just don't really... These look a bit too plain, is what I mean. There's not something that makes it pop really and draws my attention. The colors are kind of all over the place too. And I think he's trying to mimic, what is it? Like the Titan Legion, that's green, silver, and like red. I think that's Malanax is what it is. I think he's trying to kind of mimic that. It's Disney Go Away Green. Are eBay armies bad deals? No, eBay armies are not a bad deal, especially if you can get them for cheap. They are great deals because if you want to strip them, you can with isopropyl alcohol. But yeah, thank you Walrus for sharing. Your stuff needs a little bit of work, but yes, good attempt. Next up, we have 07. Okay. Developing a paint scheme for my Gits army would like feedback, advice, critique, trying to strike balance between speed painting and still looking good. Okay, so speed painting and still looking good. So I mean, honestly, this looks pretty good if you want for speed painting. Looks pretty good. Maybe do a bit more brighter on the red on like the highest raised details. You're kind of doing that, I see, on like these areas right here. It's just, it kind of blends into the original color a bit more. So what you can actually do to fix that, because if you look right here, like at the teeth and the gums, those look pretty good. It's just that once you get to the squig itself, that's when you start to lose out on some of the details of the squig itself. So what I recommend doing, this is what I do for stuff if I want like colors to be defined. You take your base coat, you wash it, you then highlight with your base coat again, and then you either go up one more color and a highlight, or do a 50-50 mix of the next up color, and then you do the final highlight color, and it looks a lot better. Like, this is good for speed painting. It's just, if you want it to pop a bit more and still looking good, Sorry, I'm also eating at the same time too. You wanna, don't be afraid to go up in like a bit more in color value, because that's what I unfortunately did when I started painting. Is I was afraid to go up a bit in color value. Hello, Orange, how you doing? And the problem with that was minis didn't look that great. Okay, let's see what else we got. Yeah, this is another example too of what I was talking about. Looking at it from the side, it doesn't like the teeth. The main focus I'm getting that's drawing my attention right now is the mouth. I mean the purple a little bit, but I'm guessing you're still working on that. But you want the squig to be the brightest part of the miniature, because that's going to be the focus of your miniature. So you might want to make it a little bit brighter. You can also, like I said, when you're using washes, use a darker wash, because then that also, when you go back in and you repaint the area but avoiding the recesses, it'll make it pop a lot more. Some examples like that. Let me look at my display case. Let's see what examples do I have of that. I'd probably say my Custodes capes is a good example of that, because I go with like, I start with Mephiston red, then I use a really dark red wash, go back with the Mephiston red, and it like brightens it a lot more and makes it look better. What panel liners are good? There's oil wash. You could even use Nuln Oil as a panel wash. There's something you can do with a very thin brush. That's what I do. Oh, I just realized too. I can't see. Oh shit, where did it go? Hang on, sorry. I need to get the chat back. Me and AK have good panel liners. Yeah, that's a good one. That's good. Okay, let's see. So yeah, pretty much that's all I have to say for the squig. If you want it to look like pop more, you got to do kind of what you did with the mouth, because you got to make the red a bit brighter, because it kind of does. Like, say I'm looking at this from 3 feet away, it's gonna look very flat. Like, I can maybe give an example of this. Let's zoom out a bunch. Is that as far as I can go? That's as far as I can go, really? That's weird. That is really weird. I can't, like... That is so weird. I can only do it to 50%. Yeah, it just resets it. But yeah, this, we need to make it a bit brighter. Okay, let's see. Okay, these guys look good. This is a good scheme. I like the way these look, because the purple is what's drawing the color. Their skin isn't too bright, not too dark either. I can see the definition on the faces. You're doing pretty good with that. The yellows are also drawing the eyes. Drawing the eye, and the bases aren't too distracting is another good thing, because you want the miniature to be the focus of what you're like, of your army. You don't want the base to be the focus, which is why if you're doing a bright color, you don't want to make the base an even brighter color, because then that distracts from the miniature. These are looking pretty good. Okay, it's a bit blurry on this photo. This is a bit better. Yeah, these guys look good. It's just, I think you just need to work on the red a bit more on the other one. Well, these are looking pretty good. Maybe if you want it, sorry, skipped ahead. If you want them to be a tiny bit brighter, you can go one shade brighter for like a very sharp highlight, but you don't want it to be too bright. So again, do the 50-50 mix of the highlight color you have right there for your purple. Use that color and mix it with like a little bit of the next color up. Do that, and if you want them to pop a bit more, that'll look really good. But again, be very, very sparing with it and do it very thin. Hello there.
Inshallah, my habibis. I am here and I have a sore throat.
Ooh.
Please be gentle to me.
That sucks. Let me lower the music too, because I just realized it was too loud.
Yes, I did, baby. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, 07. Try to rewind stream. Oh, I don't have that on. Whoops. I guess give me a second. Let me turn that on actually for this stream. Let me do that work. Can I have? Okay, it's right here.
Hey, Kato, the rock thick. Yeah, that's why I have a sore throat.
We want to talk to the
Me and my
bandit.
rocks.
You know what? Do it for this one. I'll enable it. Because enabling DVR actually does cause some issues.
Yeah.
And the man with the sore throat.
Hello,
Everyone
David.
talk to the man with the
Lord.
sore throat. Yeah, these are good. My only complaint, like I said on the squig, is it needs to be a bit brighter in some areas, because the mouth is the brightest part right now. Well, thank you, 07, for sharing your miniatures. If that is your
Is that a
speed
live
for...
camera of Chessie?
No, that's just a photo. They demanded a photo.
Understandable.
Okay, so I gave them one of the photos that the members get to see, because I'm posting photos of Chessie for memberships on YouTube every couple days. And just for people to know, there is now a 99-cent tier for memberships instead of $5.
Hell yeah. I'd buy that for 99 cents.
Mm-hmm.
What pure white paint is good? Titanium white
Titanium white.
from Pro-Acryl.
Hopper into this already. I posted mine in the channel pretty early. What is your username in the Discord? Also, Robzilla, I know you're in the chat. Do you want critique or feedback? Or else I'm gonna skip your miniature.
You freaking frick.
Because we are only a couple miniatures in.
The Rad
Okay, no,
Rena.
we haven't gotten to you yet. Okay, I guess if Robzilla's not gonna respond, I'm just
Rip.
gonna skip this.
Also, congrats, Jamie.
Okay, Fat Milk did not post what they want, so I can't tell. So they're gonna get skipped too.
That's so valid, Jamie.
Okay, next up is Brettila.
Robzilla just posted critique.
Okay, let me open their things real quick. I didn't get the photo with the duckling, so... Because that's further down, and I guess I'll open that one too. Let me see how much further down.
Rad Rena
That's-
wants to know if this will be a VOD or not.
Yes, it's going to be a VOD. It'll be a VOD. Again, I will be time-stamping everyone's miniatures at the end of stream, depending on how many of them we get through. Because I have a hard cutoff time of 11 p.m. 11 p.m. my time. So basically, in 2 hours and 30 minutes is the cutoff when we're done. So... Robzilla wants critique. Okay, so let's see. We have a Krieger here. Okay, so you went a bit heavy on the wash.
Yes.
Yeah, the wash is a bit too heavy. Are the rules or submissions in the Discord? Yes, they are. So
Yes, they
basically, just read the pins, please. Read the pins, or you're gonna
That's
get
funny,
skipped.
Jamie. That's funny, Jamie.
Yeah, so the wash, you're going a bit heavy on it, is the only issue I'm seeing with this. You could also...
What, a microfiber? Are you
Yeah.
storing these properly?
Yeah, that's another thing, the microfibers. Needs to be dusted. The base is a little bit flat. There's not really much texture to it. Is the
You could
problem?
use a little bit of TLC on the base.
Yeah.
But it's kudos to you for doing the barbed wire effect.
Yeah. Oops, skipped ahead too far. Yeah. Okay, so
See, like under the foot there, like on the model's left side or right, I see the work you put into that basing, and that's wonderful. I think it needs to be equally on the left and right side.
yeah. So yeah, back to the
Because
discussion.
that's the shaded side, as you can tell by the
Yeah.
lighting.
Back to the discussion on the wash too. So since are you using contrast though? Is this wash or contrast? That's another thing. Respond. We need you to respond fast. Because again, we have a ton of submissions.
We've also
'Cause
said
either-
a lot of things.
Yeah. Because either way, if it's wash or contrast, if you're doing it on a surface like this, you want to thin it down. is my recommendation. Just
Even
in general.
thinning down washes does a lot of heavy lifting too. People don't realize
It'll
thinning down
flow into the
wash,
recesses a lot better too.
It will also make your gradient smoother.
Oh yeah. You're basically when you're thinning down a wash, you're pretty much just creating a glaze too.
Contrast. So
Okay,
either
yeah.
way, you want to thin it down.
Don't use contrast medium to thin it down or water. Use Lamian medium. That makes it go on a lot smoother.
Or airbrush thinner.
That works too. Don't you mean airbrush medium too? Is that the same thing?
They're the same thing.
Okay, yeah. Either of those work. You just want it to go on a lot smoother. And both of those work just fine. Just don't use water to thin it down. It's not going to look too great.
Actually, no. I think airbrush thinner might be different. One of them is a retardant, and it makes it dry longer. So I think it's the thinner. Let me look at my little bottle that I have just out of arm's reach.
Well, I use airbrush flow improver is what I use.
Flow improver. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I use. That's what I use for when I do my gold mixture. That's what I use. I should probably experiment using this with washes actually.
I use paint thinner because flow improver is has the retardant in it that keeps it from drying longer.
Oh yeah. So honestly, probably just use Lamian medium. That's probably better.
Stream was a few seconds behind. It's a little more than a few seconds behind Robzilla, but it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Only critique the only
It'd be like saying the Canadians are, assuming they were real, were a bit enthusiastic about touching a curling stone.
Yeah. 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 This is a good miniature. It's just again, thin down your washes.
It's a solid 7 out of 10. The
Thin down
color
your
complementary is wonderful.
Yeah, thin down your washes. Maybe then once you thin down your washes, go back with your original color on the raised areas, and it'll look a lot better. It'll pop a lot better too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then the final photo.
Of course, this
duckling for
is
scale.
Also, keep in mind, handy, the amount of detail to put on this thing is not worth it, because that is part of a 5-man squad that immediately dies because it scouts forward.
Okay.
If we're talking about like the bigger picture.
Okay. I didn't
And this
know
is
that.
guard we're talking about as well.
Okay.
So just reducing the wash a little bit will help gradients.
I mean, there's also another thing too they could do is they can do the original color, they can dry brush it, and then they can do the contrast, and that'll just create a pseudo highlight too.
True.
You just collect, not play. Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, then if you're just collecting and not playing, then you want to do some of the more advanced techniques if you want to do them as the thing. Nice duckling, very
Yeah, don't
realistic,
feel
yes.
compelled.
Yeah. Just remember, you're painting for yourself. These are just our recommendations. You don't have to follow them to a T. Just go at your own pace. And again, we're going to be doing more of these streams. The more people post, we'll be able to see your improvements over time as you start painting more. Because while you guys do think we don't remember, for the most part, we do remember. Because for now, I'm saying this, but it's probably never going to happen. Still a fairly small streamer. So I remember the stuff that people paint for the most part. I remember everyone's names because it's a tight-knit community kind of thing. So
It's so tight.
yeah. The
I can't pull out, it's so
Bioquackinator
tight.
Prime. But yes, thank you for sharing, Robzilla. You did very good. Okay. Scotty, where's his? I don't... let me-
Scotty with the big night.
he said he wanted... That's
I
sitting
sent
very
David
far
to
from me.
Venezuela. He's my top guy. Can't do that
So,
voice a lot tonight,
I
guys.
remember
hope
Scotty
you
said
understand.
he wanted black paint, so let me just skip to him. If I can find it. Where is it? What is it in between? And we'll just get to it, because we got stuff to look at. Okay. Next. Hang on a second.
Scuff stream. Scuff stream.
Or give the critique. I gotta go feed the kitty cat. I will give my critique when I
Okay.
get back.
So, first things first, we're going to take a note at that pauldron, the non-checker pauldron. There should be a gradient. I see maybe one here. It could be very much the lighting. But there should be a bit more of a gradient that dips slightly into the blue. Because I can kind of see one on the Power Fist here, where the lower it goes, we're hitting that more high value area, so it's hitting that little bit of a yellow, and that's wonderful. Worst thing about this model, it's not yours. That's very true. It's very wonderfully done. You have a very distinct style here. I think it could be refined and turned into something amazing. Your metallics and like your edge paneling here, there's a lot of room here for washes to allow the metallics to pop. Because I'm going to steal the quote from Syndrome here. If everyone's a superhero, then no one is. If everything here is nice and shiny on the metallic parts, no, nothing is. So you have to have that give and go. Like for example, the 8 points of chaos on the ion shield here. If you give that just a little bit of like a pin wash just around the edge, it can give a lot of depth. From there, I like your banner. I think it's cool. I think we can weather it a little bit. The whole thing with chaos is, unless it's Slanesh, it should not look pristine. This is more of a philosophical thing. If you disagree, more power to you, king. And if that's more of a stylized thing you want, where it's like, haha, this is straight out of the Power Watch Simulator game. You know, that's more power to you as well. Just, if you want the metallics to pop more, you need to wash it. If you wash it, and you add just a little bit of gradient to that shoulder pad, and I mean the tiniest bit, the good news is, because you have all that black, in theory, the black will be at best slightly tinted, but you still have a great effect going on here. An idea that came to my mind, but I'm not certain if it would actually work, where it's like those tiger stripes, like just like a little bit of highlighting on the edges with the stripes meet, maybe.
Okay,
I'm not
my
certain
return
on
kitty
that
cat has been fed.
Congrats. So, final bit, I want to know what you're doing for the basing. I appreciate the audacity that is Goblin Green on the rim layer. I want to see what you do.
Okay,
So
my turn.
TLDR, oh, that's way better. Yeah. So I was right. You do have a gradient here. You notice how you have that gradient on the like back of the carapace, and the shoulder pieces do not have that. If you gave it just a little bit of that blue tinge like you got going on here, I think it would sell it a million times over.
I see the gradient very slightly on the shoulder pads, but it's not as strong.
Yes, it's yellow to green, but it's not that green to blue like we're seeing on the its right side, like where it joins to the shoulder area. That on the pauldrons would be great. Like I see a little bit on the right pauldron, I don't see it at all on the left pauldron.
Yeah.
So besides that, my main other point of critique is wash the metals. It helps the metal stand out. If it's all shiny and clean, none of it is shiny and clean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can see that they did a little bit of wash, but it's not as strong. And maybe
I don't see it.
I can kind of see it, but the problem is they didn't really go back with the metal color to like brighten it up in certain areas. Like...
Also, those mouthpieces that connect to the face, I feel like those could be something slightly like not silver metallic or gunmetal.
Yeah,
those are not like, there's like metal housing you can see by the raised ridges, and those could pop well with the trim color. I think if you did that, that'd be great. Also, I think if you did the trim color on the skull itself, or hell, even make the skull like a very pale silver, and then give him a gaudy grill of that trim color for those like chaos teeth. I think that actually would go pretty hard.
It would. It'd be funny. Oh yeah, my critique now. Yeah. Pretty much, I think Ikbar probably covered everything. I honestly like the freehand they did for the pattern on it, the tiger stripe pattern.
It's phenomenal.
It is very good.
There was an idea I had, but I'm not really confident behind it. if they could somehow like edge highlight the yellow where it meets the black to make it look
Well,
more
they,
like
they
it's, like,
actually
ripped and
kind of
torn.
did.
They did?
Yeah, like look at the.
Oh, I see it
tilt
on the
shield.
I see it on the ion shield. I see it on
Yeah.
the ion shield when you
And
zoomed
also
in.
on the crotch plate too, you can kind of see it. So probably.
Okay, yeah, it's just I
I
think that's just the resolution of the photo, I think, preventing
No.
us seeing that.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, probably what they did, because they probably did the pattern twice, is what I think they did. So they did originally in the brighter color, and then they went over with black, it looks like.
I could dig that. Whose night was this again? I didn't quite hear. when you had
This is
run off.
Brettila's.
Bertillis, I hope you enjoy. I don't think you're here, but I hope you can enjoy the critique and to see where I'm coming from with this. I should reestablish here, if I didn't already say it. This is a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Sorry, 8 out of 10 because there's no basing. You can mess up the basing and it drags it down. We're going to be at a healthy, speculative 8 out of 10.
I'm also
If I
seeing
saw that-
some... Yeah, I don't think there is any wash on this, now that I look at the gold.
Yeah,
It needs wash.
yeah. Can I submit work in progress projects? Yeah. I mean, it's critique and everything, so yes, you
Yeah.
can.
Hello, Grub Killer, how you
Oh
doing?
my god, Grubkilla with GSP as the profile picture. I love it. Camera's on the whole time, huh?
Yeah.
Oh shit, Handy, we're approaching. No, it's May, not March. Never mind. We're not approaching the May 1st burst.
Yeah.
Oh, the X's over the Imperial Aquila. I love that. Oh, baby, can you clear my plate for me, please? Honey, can you clear this for me?
Sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me.
It's okay. I've been yapping a lot. What's up, Black Templar Enthusiast?
Brax.bro.
So yeah, the X's across it, it needs to be a little dirtier.
Yeah.
Look at graffiti, and then look at professional graffiti. You're doing professional graffiti. You need to do normie graffiti. Whoa, it's the president. Hi, Mrs. Zickbard. I'll tell her that when you come back.
He is talented, yes. Well, everyone's
You
talented
did
in their own
nothing
right.
wrong. Fair enough, Grubkilla. Zickbard did call chat, baby. No, I like my Mrs. Zickbard. I would not do that.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
like messy
Bretila.
up those red X's.
Remember, we got a lot of these to go through. We can't linger for too long on these.
Yep.
Yeah, but thank you,
So yeah,
Brettila,
8
for
out of
sharing.
10.
Just work on the base and get some shading on those metallics
Chat
and highlight
says,
those
"Hi,
metallics, and it'll
Mrs.
look
President
incredible. Okay, so thank you for
You like the
sharing,
idea of the
Brettila.
case not being this?
Next
Hell
up,
yeah.
we have Big Turb to Fort. Just finished this all. Tried to do some of that exhaust overheat thing along with worn out paint. I don't put it too much blood or scratches. Would like some advice on that.
It is- Would you like me to take the opening blow?
Sure.
It is overwashed on the white part of the door.
Yeah.
It needs a little less patina. I am guilty of over patinaing the fuck out of everything. You did what I do. Like if you look just slightly to the right, that the little vent area on the rear end of the Rhino that's painted white, that whitish cream, that is the level you should do it, and have like that warped paint look be a splotch, a minority. I would recommend taking like a piece of sponge, ripping it up, dipping it in some of the white paint or the cream paint, like maybe cream paint mixed with like maybe just a touch of like a light brown, like a leather brown color, and then just dabble it on there, and then put little stipplings of white paint inside those dabblings. And I think you can undo the amount of damage you've done to it.
Yeah, but they also asked, is it too much blood and scratches too much? Honestly, no.
No.
Maybe for the blood, just to make it look that much better, get some of the blood
So here's how you do
color-
with the blood.
Can I continue? I was actually going to say
No,
what
go
you were
ahead.
going to say. I was going to say, get your blood color and add a little bit of black to it, not too much to make it look dark. Then put it on a paintbrush that you don't care about and flick it with a toothpick onto the plow, and it'll have
I
splatter
just use
like
a
gray
spare
matter.
toothbrush.
That works too.
If you use a spare toothbrush, it spatters beautifully.
Haven't based or
Yeah,
sealed it yet.
welcome, Brett Manis.
I think that's
fair
Brettila.
enough. Or Brettila? Yeah, that's what that's with the keyword Brett. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a little bit behind.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, this Vindicator, I love that effect you have going on for the barrel.
Pollination.
I think you need to take the very end of the barrel and give it like the next layer of the oxidization.
Probably just a dry brushing of black, honestly, because this is like the Sturm Tiger. So it has the vents on the side. So you're going to want to do black because it's pretty much firing a giant rocket. So there's going to be a lot of soot and gunpowder buildup on the barrel.
Yeah, you dry brushed that that end. I want to point out, so you see that little ridge right below the Storm Bolter or Havoc Launcher, depending on what faction you are?
Yeah.
That is a beautiful technique of how you weather. You do the red, you splotch in like a darkish red-brown, and then you scratch up the edges, and you scratch up the rivets. That, if I were to do a painting class, I would take that front section right below that little surveyor thing with a gun. I'd use that as a perfect example of weathering. You fucking nailed it.
Yeah, we figured it out.
Brett Manis is a little bit behind.
Yeah, they're behind. But I mean, other than that, this is a very nice tank.
I look forward to seeing what you do more in the future.
Yeah, like it
also put more blood on the teeth of the dozer.
Yeah, that too. Well, I mean, a little bit more, not too much, honestly. Because you gotta remember, it's going through the environment, so the dozer blades are gonna get dirtier faster. It's when you get further up on the blade that's not gonna get dirty that fast. So that's kind of okay the way he has it right now, in my opinion.
I'd say just a little bit on that ridge before it hits the hazards.
Yeah, I mean, even what he could do is just get some thick paint and make it chunky right there too. Like it's collecting on the bottom of the dozer blade.
Also, that scratch paneling you did on that bit below the Storm Bolter, do that on the teeth there. Those teeth on the dozer blade would 100% be scratched up.
Oh yeah, they would.
The full blooded thing.
I was confused for a second when you were talking about it. Yeah, those would also be missing some paint, so a little bit of silver. But overall, I like this tank. It is very, very nice. Again, the door is a bit distracting from it. You went a bit too heavy on it. But if the door wasn't all, like, didn't look like that, and it was a bit cleaner, this would be a 9 out of 10 miniature for me.
What's the name of the guy who made this?
This is, let me get back to it, Big Turb to Fort.
Okay, Big Turb, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to send this to a friend of mine. That friend of mine is a fantastic painter. He is also working on something. He cannot tell us what he's working on, but he's working on a video game for GW, and he's a Blood Ravens player.
Oh, you're gonna send
I'm
it
gonna
to
send this to him.
To Nico.
To Nico. Yes. Our beautiful Frenchman.
Yes.
I'm gonna send it to him, and I'm gonna let him know that your shit is bussin'.
Ad while
Jump scared by an ad. Fair enough.
Yeah. You don't have ad blocker? Or you're not using Firefox?
You guys not have ad block?
Do you guys not have phones? But yes, this is a very nice tank. I like it. I look forward to seeing more. Okay, next up we have Cheese It with a Helbert. Looking for critique and advice. Okay, let's get to this one. Okay. This needs some work. Think they did a little bit. The blood just doesn't look right. Is my main thing.
The blood is too bright.
Too bright, not dark enough, and it just looks like
it's Mephisto red.
It does, and it honestly just looks like they brushed the red paint on. Is my biggest gripe with it. A little bit heavy on the wash too on the panels.
Yeah, well, we'll repeat a previous pointer. The key with blood is you make it a little darker, because for those who don't know, and for those who aren't in forensics,
Bobo, are you Cheese It?
Yep, He just said it. He was.
Oh yeah.
You
Okay.
make it a little bit darker, because when blood pools, chat, it gets a little darker, and when blood pools a lot, it becomes almost black with a red hue. So, what you do is, to show how thick blood is, you will mix a little bit of like black into it, just a very tiny amount, and you're gonna like thin it down. I like using Blood Angel's contrast red. It's literally, before my mom passed, I would walk out into the living room, show her a model, and she thought I cut my hands up because like of the effects I was doing with it.
I like Flesh Terror's red
blood-
for that. Yeah, I like Flesh Terror's red better as a blood color.
I can respect it, but I can control like how black it gets with
Black
the
and good
Blood
blood
Angels a
hits.
little more, in my opinion.
You want to
What?
rephrase what you just said?
You're getting horny over mediocrity? Pootis, you can just go to like Canada, which isn't real.
Or you can go to one of Hassan's streams.
True. Blood for the Blood God, I always recommend it, but I don't think they make it anymore. I think it's gone the way of like
No, they
The
still make
OG
it. I think it's just
washes.
under a different name now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Blood for the Blood God is S tier. However, the paints we're recommending you can use and produce in mass. Okay, so they're still making Blood for the Blood God. Okay, thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
So yeah, Blood for the Blood God would be perfect here. I like the way you washed the flesh on the horns. I like that. I like how the tendrils on the arm are more robotic-like. I think it shows off the fleshiness on the Mauler Fiend. Hellbrute?
Albert.
Yeah. I think your skin can use a little wash. Like, you did some expert washing on those tendrils there. If you just took, like, a sepia or an Adrex Earthshade or hell, believe it or not, a red wash would actually go really hard with that, because if you apply the red wash thickly,
Oh, that's
it makes it
fucking why.
look
Screw
like
you,
he has
YouTube.
high cholesterol, and it's hilarious, and it works for chaos.
Okay, I fixed why everyone's getting a stupid amount of ads is because YouTube changed the settings. I had it on manual, it threw them onto automatic, which is lame. So now there shouldn't be as many stupid fucking ads.
So I make a similar skin tone to that for my Bulgrin, and then I cover them in a red wash, and they look like that's that meme of the English guy go, "Come on, fucking England, score some fucking goals!" That big red fat blob of a soccer fan,
Mm-hmm.
and it works.
Hmm.
Oh yes,
can-
Army Painter Glistening Blood. I love that. I use that a lot.
YouTube Premium is awesome. I mean, so is Adblocker.
That's the Prime Minister? No, I thought he resigned. And he's skinny.
Yeah. Armor panels could also
yeah.
be a bit brighter too.
Yes, just a little bit brighter. You have a green and gold going here. It's not a bad color combo. I haven't seen it. It doesn't look bad, actually.
Well, I mean, Raptors are the combo for green and gold.
Like, I know who they are. Like, one YouTuber made them famous, knocked the Iron Hands, transfers off of the place, whatever. You play Death Guard? Okay. Yeah, that green and gold works. If you're playing Death Guard, then don't be afraid to get overly
Right.
messy with the washes, in my
And-
opinion.
Depends. Some areas should be a bit not as heavy on the wash.
I'm thinking more the fleshy areas.
Yeah, fleshy areas, that's fine.
Because you can actually, so if you guys don't know, if you apply a wash heavily, but you keep it thin so it doesn't pool and coffee stain, you actually you tint it. It's not glazing, because glazing has like a transfer stage to it and all, where like it goes between colors. I'm talking about you are tinting the color with a thin wash. It is fantastic.
Say that again.
Fantastic.
So just needs a bit brighter on the panels and maybe not as heavy on the wash. on the gold trim, I think. I see coffee
Yeah, let the
staining
gold
on
trim shine a bit.
it. Yeah. Let it shine. Easy
That
on the
and
blood.
get blood for the blood god.
Yeah. Should also maybe paint the Melta barrel too. Metallic color.
True. Also, that little piston there that connects the melted barrel to like the elbow could be done in gold.
Uh-huh.
Because we're following the metallic color scheme here for that. Oddly enough, on that Melta arm, like on the far end of the shoulder, the wash is actually done well enough where like it actually causes a gradient.
Yeah.
On the left side. I
Yeah.
like that. You have something solid here. I think you just need to wash those little pinholes for the Melta. Unify the color scheme. If something is metallic, give it this metallic color. If it is something fleshy, give it this flesh color. A great way to make a model pop is you see all those little connection tubes running across his back under the arms. Where the tubing, the safety tubing, breaks off, paint that like as gaudy, bright, hazard red as you can. Just a bright color of some kind. Or hell, even just make it gray. It shows a detail, and it adds to the model, and you don't have to do a lot of work.
Yeah. A lot of people posting.
And I can't wait to see how you base it.
Oh, we're not going to be looking at tornado stuff because they didn't put stuff on there. They didn't ask for anything.
Yeah, of course, Baba de Gabo. I am happy to help.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. Next up, we have Fabulous Bill with a Black Dragon miniature for a D&D game. Coming out the menu will gladly take any critique or criticism. Kind of looks a bit flat in some areas. It looks good, but I want to say it's a bit too samey, is what it looks like to me.
It needs a few flecks of white.
Yeah. And maybe I want to say have the folds for the wings be a bit brighter, because this is supposed to be a dragon, and the wings, like the wing membrane, should be a different color.
It also catches the light a lot more.
Yeah.
And where I mean, like those flecks of white, let me reinforce that. You see that dragon's tricep, like where it connects to the shoulder?
Yes.
All that part there, gently apply white paint to it. Same thing for the horns, where you see those ridges, where it almost looks like they're little spines. Just the little thin white lines. If you highlight a color that's brighter, like you've pretty much almost done it for the tail here. That tail is almost exactly what I'm trying to describe.
Yeah.
But if you highlight a color brighter than you think you need to, it's going to look great on the photos, and it's going to look great on a table full of other miniatures.
I think another thing too is maybe, because like on the subject of it being a bit too samey, I think the claws, like the stuff that's supposed to be made of keratin, like the horns and the claws, those could be maybe a different color.
They could be, or we could make the webbed parts a different color. Like if you look at the front paws, of the dragon, the webbing there, it's the same color as most of it.
Yeah.
Additionally, the rocks and the basing, I feel like you can wash those and you'll get a good result out of it.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it from the side too, like in this photo, because it's better lighting too, you guys will see what I mean.
Yes.
It looks like a blob. If you were to squint your eyes and it was out of focus, it would just be a blob. You couldn't really tell what it looks like because there's not enough variation in color. I know this is supposed to be this is supposed to be a black dragon. The problem is though that there needs to be different variation in color. Like the wing membranes, you could just paint the wing membranes like a dark gray, and that'd look pretty good.
Yeah, Baba, or even to a purple.
A lot of people when draw the eye too.
Yeah, when people paint or they I learned this, believe it or not, from Joe Cat before he went super cringe. When people commission him for painting something black, they really mean dark purple. Now we have the ability to have a very textured model with us, so we can play with that. You can have a dark purple with like a neutral, like Emperor's Children purple highlight on the membrane here. Hell, even maybe even a gum pink from RB Painter. They have a gums pink that's really good.
I mean, if they want to just make it also simple, grab one of the darkest purple contrasts and just paint it over the wings. But like thin it down a bit so it's not too like purple. It's just like a little tint of purple.
Also dry brush the membrane before doing that, kind of pre-highlighting it.
Wing membrane by future being thin skin will allow white through it so it'll be lighter. Yeah, that too. In the photo, some of the areas you can light a bit different, yeah. Or highlight color. Yeah. Like Incubi Darkness or Dark Reaper could be good for highlighting. Isn't Incubi Darkness green though is the thing? Yeah, Dark Reaper and Incubi Darkness are green though. Isn't JoeCat the one that keeps leaving the internet?
Yes.
Ah, yes.
JoeCat is cringe because they make looking straight look gay. They're trying too hard to appeal to women by saying, "Yeah, I love women. Give me all that, woman." And then was having cringe takes about Warhammer, saying he would love Deathcore of Krieg if Deathcore of Krieg were not Deathcore of Krieg.
Ah, yes, I remember that. So what color purple should you use? Like we said, it depends. Do you want to like do it fast or do you just want to dry brush over it again? Because if you want to do it fast, use like what's the purple that I use? I think Luxium purple is the dark purple that I use. And just thin it down and it'll give it a little tint to the wings is what you can do. And then you'll also still get that like the gray shining through. Although what I would honestly do is I would dry brush the gray a little bit more on the membrane and then a little bit brighter gray and then do the purple because then it'll darken it down but also give that illusion that like, oh, there's some light shining through the membrane. Ikbard, your thoughts?
No, I think I kind of hit it all.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good miniature. Just like, just the wings and the claws. Yeah, like right here. This one, I can see it's much brighter, but it kind of is blending into the feet. Plus, also the edge of the tail, I think, should also be maybe a keratin color. Or just like a brighter color. Or even honestly, like, this is like, maybe pure black would work too, but then you got to be a bit more careful with the highlights. I mean, other than that, it's a good miniature. Very good. Next up. Thank you for sharing, Skeleton. Okay, next up we have Cultist Mono. Could use some help with the blue skin and the demons in general. Got a Chaos Cultist I'm perfectly happy with, but in comparison to others, with demons I feel like need help on. Had them prime blue, gave them a coat of variants each colors and ended like that. Okay. So here is their Cultist. Okay, I know they don't want critique on the Cultist, but I think I need to give critique on the Cultist. Because the pants,
critique on the Cultist.
Yeah, the pants are kind of blending into the skin tone a bit too much. And also the gold.
Onto the actual other pant leg.
Yeah, that too. I'm not breaking the rules.
Come on to my stream on the day of my daughter's wedding, and you suck my dick.
Okay, so let's see the blue. I think this is honestly just one, use a better paintbrush, thinner paint, like a fine tip paintbrush for the eyes and the teeth and the mouth. And then this is going to be, don't go as heavy on the wash. Because the wash is a bit heavy, I can tell. This is just a case of you need better brush control, honestly. The color scheme is good.
Yes.
You need better brush control. Because I'm looking at the Cultist and then the Demon, that's pretty much it. This is free and I steal for YK. The time promised to be mean, he wasn't. Yeah, because I'm not trying to be mean this time. And the problem is I can't be mean because it's hard for me to be mean.
I could be mean here. You need not. Fuck it. There's a Parkinson's joke here. I'm just gonna let it leave. But actual critique here, though.
Mm-hmm.
You just wash the eyes and never have to worry about them. The teeth look fine, but because the eyes are messy, it makes me think, are the teeth messy? And I'm not enjoying how blue this motherfucker is.
Yeah,
so
it needs probably a darker wash too.
Also, like the little accoutrements, like the weird little dangly things on the elbow there, the bracelet, the horns, they're all basically the same color.
Yeah. Where do you submit in the
Bitter
Discord?
boys.
Under the show us what you got. If you haven't agreed to the rules, you're not gonna see it. Because your name needs to be green. It's the channel that also has a lemon next to it.
Lemon.
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 Lemon. But yeah. Honestly, brush control is my thing for me. But it's all as many as the Discord channel.
It's you. I remember how you didn't even critique my beloved Meat-Tarian. Jamie, don't do Stolen Valor on minis.
You're not Brandon
Stolen
Herrera.
Valor.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you're not Tim Kennedy. You can't get away with that for a few years.
Just show us what you got. One.
Actually, that got autocorrected because you accidentally typed "ho."
Didn't sell as many as the Discord channel. Oh, that's because this is further up. This is like all the way towards the top.
He's not mine, but I still love him. Fair enough, Jamie. Fair enough. Oh man, but yeah. So yeah, I think we can go to the next model. There's not much to say here because there is not much here.
Yeah. Okay. Next we have Thradrena with some Terminators. Just recently started painting. Terminators are part of the first squad I've been
No,
working
you
on from the
didn't.
starter
That's too
box.
smooth for me starting painting.
The sword for the sergeant, I want to put flames on the hilt. I think I'm looking for finishing suggestions. Dry brushing, highlighting, shading, just editing to be clear. Any critique is also welcome, making the base colors better. Also, basing suggestions are cool. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Ickbard. These aren't your first miniatures. Too clean.
No, and it's fine to admit that they aren't your first miniatures.
Yeah.
So I know you did the fun trick where you left the pauldrons. You left them Chaos Black. You used Chaos Black primer. It is a fantastic primer. See, you don't have to lie. You don't have to lie, Thradrena. It's fine. You could just say, I'm a new painter. And if you were to say, I'm a new painter, I wouldn't be calling you out like this on a stream of -5 viewers.
Zenithal primed white.
Okay.
2:15 in the morning. I don't know.
That's a you problem.
Yeah, you don't have to be here, but like if you submitted stuff again, I'm gonna timestamp stuff. I'll probably get to the timestamping tomorrow if I'm gonna be honest.
Going beyond you being a dirty, filthy liar. No. So going beyond that, you have some great brush control here. The fact that you did those lenses so clean proves to me that you've been doing this for a bit. They just highlight and wash. So that helmet there, highlight the cheekbones, highlight where imagine it's a bulldog. Imagine that jowl there where the little intake tube is for like the air breather thing. Highlight that. Highlight the ridge surrounding the helmet. Highlight the ridge surrounding the helmet. The little power thing straight above the knee, paint it a metallic color. Paint it in its joint piece a metallic color. Do your detail work.
Is a veteran painter. Ordered good natural brushes
Fur
before
brushes.
starting. Fur, okay. So
I mean,
sable
like
brushes.
hair brushes. Yeah. So there's a little bit of mess on the gold where the black meets. That happens to everyone. There's also a little bit of mess on the Stormbolter arm where that elbow meets the Ceramite armor. It's a little messy there. It overlaps. The black overlaps slightly.
Yeah, this just
So,
needs a wash.
It needs a
cleanup
wash
and a wash.
and a highlight.
Yeah. The white helmet's fine. You can't really do much with that.
That's more than okay.
Yeah.
But everything else, wash it. Texture the base. Don't be afraid to texture it, even if it doesn't match the sergeant. Just match the paint color.
Yeah. And these are supposed to be salamanders, if I remember correctly, right? Are these salamanders?
These are very much salamanders.
Yeah, they're a bit too bright
used army
to be
painters?
salamanders for me.
Which strong? They're a bit. They have to be, because otherwise they get confused with Dark Angels. Ask me how I know.
Well, now, okay, yeah. I was about to say, Dark Angel's just gonna be darker now. Because that's what GW's doing now, is just making it very, very dark green.
Yeah. Use army painter paints. What strong tone would you recommend? Honestly, just like a nice black wash. I'm going paint brand agnostic here.
Yeah.
It's a nice watered down thin black wash. Wherever you see a ridge, put a little streak of that wash.
I mean, another
Where
thing
the
they
knee
can
connects to the shin.
Another thing they can do is, since they're using army painter stuff, see if they have a really dark green speed paint and use that.
Very true. Hell, you can even get. It's kind of crappy. You gotta mix it a little bit. But if you put the effort in, it's gonna look great. If you get the Dark Angels contrast green paint, it actually could be a good wash if you thin it down.
I mean, that's what I use as a wash for my Dark Angels when I paint them green.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, both are frames.
Other than that, good miniatures for just starting out.
I have breaking news.
But
Subway is about to fucking go under.
really?
They have a 40. Yeah, for what they've done. They're launching a $45 a month subscription service for unlimited footlongs. You can eat 4 footlongs a month and you make your money back.
Yeah, I was about to say that's actually not a bad deal.
It's a fantastic deal if you like Subway.
Yeah, but it's gonna
And
like that will make them
like
go
Subway.
bankrupt probably.
Yes.
Because then people will
Absolute
just
Green
get
is a great dark green army
sandwiches
painter
every
speed
day.
paint. Thank you, Fulgrim.
Should I dry brush them with a gray, and would a brass be good for the shells in the magazine? Yeah, a brass would be good. Dry brushing gray,
Not a green, not the
so
gray.
much. Well, the thing he means by the black panels, gray.
Oh, by the black panels, like on the bolter?
Yeah, and the bolter on the shoulder pads, that'd be fine if you just edge highlight it, honestly.
Yeah, edge highlighting over just a dry brushing will be good.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Costcojomo. And what's up, Penguin Lad? Welcome to the stream. No idea, Skelly. No idea. You just want a Costco deal, Jamie? Fair enough.
All of the nationalities. Yes, thank you for sharing. Looks very good. For your first miniatures. Next up, we have Speaker of Words. Looking for some advice on your highlighter marine. Okay. First things first, paint's a bit too thick.
Start.
Great start, but the paint's a bit too thick for what they're trying to do.
Thradrena. Yes, it is too thick.
Too thick, not enough colors to try and get the blend to look good.
Not enough layers, ironically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of what I meant. Paint isn't thin enough for blending. Not thin enough for blending, not enough mixing of paints to create a blend. But it does look good.
The helmet, aside from the yellow on there, looks remarkably smooth. Your red paints were done well. The sheath for the knife is looking pretty okay. I see the metallics you've done for the flamer, or the flame whatever, Belcher 5000, Andre 6000 bullshit.
Yeah.
That looks great.
I'm not liking the yellow though. They're using as the final like color for the orange and the red.
I
honestly could have just stopped at
it
orange.
on the forehead.
What?
Like if you look at the forehead emblem, that's actually decent OSL for like a light.
Yeah.
Not for what that is, but if you recreated that for like a vehicle light, you would actually be in gangbusters.
Yeah. Yeah, just
So yeah, thin your
thin your
paints.
paints.
I can also see the way it's shiny. You're not letting it fully cure before you put layers on.
Yeah. And I think they also might have used the gloss paint over gloss varnish, I think. Because normally
that could be it too.
These paints are normally not this shiny.
Yeah. Because I've done in the past where I've painted models and I didn't let the paint fully cure. It was cured enough to where I could paint over it with like contrast and stuff. But when it cured, it gave it this weird glossy finish because I didn't give it its full rest.
Yeah. Hang on, I need to scroll down real quick, check something. Okay, yeah. Thank you for sharing. Next up, we have Fugrim's top guy. He actually posted another photo later on, so I gotta move these to wherever the hell it needs to be. Okay, that works. So, hang on a second. Let me make sure I have these ordered in the correct spot. Okay, yeah. So he's got some before photos. So this is something they've been working on for a bit. Okay, let's see. Scroll all the way back up to wherever the hell.
Wow, that's actually really fucking good.
Yeah, well, let me go to the before photos. So let's see. Legion Champion Phoenix are an escort with. They want a critique. Okay. So yeah, these are looking pretty
You want a
good.
critique? You want a real man's critique here? Okay, it's a pet peeve of mine, but I get why people do it for thematic effect. Make your goddamn basing fit within the motherfucking base size. I am sick and fucking tired of these motherfucking bases on this motherfucking game, reaching over the base, making it impossible to measure how far away you are from me. Are you 5 inches or are you 4? Knowing my rolls, I'm fucked either way, but it's the principle of the matter. And yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, if
I
you're
mean,
doing like
that,
a miniature diorama, that's great, but
yeah,
if you're playing with them, I
that,
don't like you.
These look pretty cool.
He changed to be within the base. That's my man.
Yeah, it's in the next
That's
photo.
the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT.
Let
Let go.
I mean, does it look like they shaved it down a bit? I can't tell. In the photo of it.
They did shave it down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fair bit shaved.
Oh, they
My
also used
cat's
the
looking
watcher
at
in the
me
dark.
concerned. Yeah, that's a clever little detail.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is fantastic. It's mostly within the border. You definitely fixed it. You could fix it a little more, but I like the two-tone armor. I like that it's this grayish white. It makes me think of wow, I'm blinking on the name. Handy, this is a little bit of a reach. Do you remember the film The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yes.
Do you remember the dude who was in the painting? And like, he was immortal unless you destroyed the painting?
Kinda.
He has that same like skin tone
Wait,
as that whitish gray armor.
Dude, in the painting, are you thinking Ghostbusters too?
No, there was one of the guys who was immortal and he betrayed the group. Spoilers for a 20-year-old movie.
Oh yeah.
But then the vampire lady like destroyed Dorian Gray. Thank you, Skeleton. Get this man a $5 footlong. So yeah, it's got that. It reminds me of Dorian Gray's skin tone in that film, and that's a good thing. I like the two-tone armor. You often see people kind of split it.
Ooh, that's a nice cape.
But the way, that's a fantastic cape. The way you use the natural segmenting of the armor to highlight the armor splitting and not just doing like Nova Marines where there's a random harsh line that doesn't follow the contour of the armor. You did that fantastically. This is absolutely fantastic. If I could give a minor critique, you need to sand down the edges of your 3D prints before you paint them, or better yet, just paint the 3D print and see the layers to where you need the sand, and also give the staircase a little more love.
Yeah.
It looks like it is in a monochromatic, like pie-eyed old school animation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, fantastic. Also paint the Melta.
Yeah, paint the Melta.
And the sword.
Well,
Paint the
it's still
Melta, the
work in
sword, the
progress,
stairs,
too.
and you got...
It's still work in
Yeah,
progress.
if you paint those 3 things, it's an S tier.
Yeah.
And also dabble a little bit of yellow on the green fungus.
Yes.
I had a lot to say there. There was a lot of heat behind it, too.
Well, thank you for sharing. Aw, damn it. I wish Arthurian actually said what they wanted. Because this thing looks cool.
Damn. Well.
We'll give them 10 seconds to say anything if they're in here. If they're not, then
20 because
unfortunately
of
they're
delay.
getting skipped. Yeah, if they suddenly say something, then I'll pull it up really quick. If not, we're gonna be moving on to GeinoPhoenix. Or however the heck you pronounce it. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, moving on. So next we have GeinoPhoenix, the first Dreadnought from my work in progress Millennial Successor chapter called the Crimson Born. First time doing probably OSL. Anything you guys suggest would be greatly appreciated. Okay, let's see this. It's looking kind of flat in some areas. OSL...
that's just too terrible of lighting for me to give a comment on.
Yeah. Me too.
This is Painter's first OSL, though.
Yeah. It's better than the first OSL, I will say that. The first OSL had some issues with it. The OSL on this looks good. The problem is the first miniature, which was also Saturnine Dreadnought. The paint job itself of the Dreadnought was good. It's just the OSL was not very good. This one, the paint job needs some work. It's too flat.
Yes, it's a little bit flat.
It also needs some cleanup too.
It does need cleanup.
Fortunately,
I'm the guy they have the right colors to clean up the gold.
Checking now. Thanks for your advice. We'll go back and try and put the red. Yeah, and also the purple too. If you want to do that a little bit, that works too. But yeah, so this thing is a bit flat. It needs highlights. You also painted areas that should be silver, like green. Like right here on the back of it, you can see like this part right here that connects this panel, like this part, this should be silver. Because you did it on the back right here, or whatever this is, that's silver. But for some reason on the front it's green when that's supposed to be silver. I'm gonna say too, the silver they use is incredible. Like, is it like a GW silver? Because it's like incredibly bright. Later, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm going, Jamie. Yeah, I think it's also bad lighting on that one.
Yeah. It just needs. It's a good attempt. It just needs work. The base looks pretty good though. I like the base. If you can see that, the little cracks on the base, like tile and stuff. Oh, they made it out of cardstock, actually.
That's actually pretty clever.
Yeah, they cut it out of cardstock.
Fill it out. You can gap fill that shit, and it'll look nice and smooth.
Yeah. But that's pretty much all there is to say about that. It needs to be a bit cleaner.
Even in death, this is not as a camping tactic. It could be cleaner. It could use some wash. You could redo the plasma glow. Just follow the raised areas for your highlight, and it'll look better. It may not look the best, but it'll get the point across.
Plus, also, this isn't really... I don't want to say this isn't really OSL, because they're not painting it onto anywhere else, too. It's just... It's focused on the guns itself. OSL means there would be, like, blue on other parts of the mini, like on the leg, in the armpit, that kind of thing. And then also, I don't think this part right here really needed to be painted blue, because that's just... That doesn't even glow, that's just a piece of metal. Yep, thank you for sharing. It's a good first attempt. Needs work. Yeah, next up we have Scotty C. Any tips for painting black armor?
You highlight the shit out of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much
how
it.
you paint black armor.
That's how you paint black armor.
Unironically, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, I gotta make a.
I'm gonna give you the same advice Kenny Boucher gave me in a painting class that Handy and I were in. Remember the one from Dice Check when he came on like twice and then like stopped talking to the anywho.
Yeah.
He said, "Congratulations, you're painting Black Templars." We're gonna use Black Templars for an example here. I don't think
these
they
are
are
Black Templars.
They're are they? Shit, never mind. Congratulations, you're painting Black Templars. 90% of it is done with primer. The problem is you need to highlight it. You do not do gradients on the panel because they become gray Templars. You need to highlight Black Templars. See what he's done here with that armor, how the white has the lower ridges and they look more like a gray. He's got to do basically the opposite of that. He's got to hit all the highest ranged edges and hit them with a white, a light blue even. Kenny Boucher recommended light blues to help show off the black armor, which makes sense because if you look at the paint mixture for Black Templar contrast, it is black with a blue base.
Yep.
If that makes any sense to anyone.
Yep.
So,
I mean, honestly, too, he
highlight.
Another way he could do it is just like for the highlights, I would highlight it as Ravenwing too. The way they do it, which the final highlight is like Fenrisian Gray. How's the Saturday Night Dread going? It's going pretty good. Right now, today, every other Monday is just going to be a... Where's the soundboard? The stream is going to be...
Show us what you got!
Where we just look at everyone's miniatures and give them critique and feedback, that kind of thing. So I'm only going to be painting on Wednesdays and Fridays now. Oh yeah, and also, Members Miniatures is now every Friday. For the YouTube members and the Twitch subscribers. I had to make it fair. So, get painting. Or working on whatever miniatures you're working on. But yeah, painting black armor is pretty much just you gotta highlight the shit out of it, all the raised areas. Like how I paint Shadow Keepers and Dark Angels. It's just a lot of highlighting, so you need a very nice sable brush. As I can see, you're also doing some highlights on here, but they're a bit too dark. You want to get one more highlight on there that's a bit brighter. If you're doing Black Templars, I honestly recommend Fenrisian Gray as your final highlight. That's actually how GW does it. Well, thank you for sharing, Scotty. Next up, we have the One Dumb Panda, and he did multiple things. So this is what it looked like beforehand. And I remember they said they wanted critique and feedback, I think. Actually, I don't think they actually said anything. So we're skipping them, unfortunately. It's a nice mini, though.
They had promise.
Yeah. Okay, next up... Wait, where... Did I see... Did I not open these ones? Oh, they edited them. They went back and edited it. Okay. Let me actually do theirs first. So, Golden Proxy is up next. So, 2 recently finished armor goods painted in Midwinter Minis color scheme. Critique, but please tell me what to do to make it better. Okay, so first things first, it needs a wash. It needs wash.
Yes, it needs wash. It needs a highlight. I like that frosty look you got going on the armor hole. Wait, is that just dust?
That's from dry brushing.
Okay. I was worried for a second.
Yeah, that's the dry brushing texture. The blue could be a little bit darker. He needs, because like where you have the
stronger.
Yeah, a little bit stronger. Blue can be a little bit stronger because you see how you have like. Let me find a good example. The separation on leg panels going from black to blue. You can maybe, if you want to, what you could do is maybe use like Drakenhof Nightshade in the creases or even a contrast. Eon's a battle in the background. Okay. But yeah, it needs highlights is what I think it needs. Because you did the midwinter technique, but I don't think you use sponges. You just use dry brushes is what you did. And that's why it has I can tell that's the dry brush texture on it. the grainy texture, like the frosted texture. All sponging. Did you make sure your sponge was a bit damp, but not wet, is the thing. Because if you want to do it the way Midwinter did, you kind of have to make sure... This is just also for dry brushing too. If you don't want the grainy texture, you have to make it a little bit damp. Watch other YouTubers besides Handicrafts. Yeah. Yeah, the problem is the grainy texture. Use a very textured sponge in intentional. Even if it's intentional, it honestly... I don't really...
Looks like there's frost on it more than it's being weathered.
Yeah, if this was on a snow base, that would be good. But because it's on a mud base, not like a mud sewage base, not really so much. Plus also your water, it looks like green sludge. Unless that's what you were going for.
It looks like green sludge and I like that.
Yeah. I wanted the texture so it looked aged. Oh. If you wanted it
Didn't do it.
textured. It honestly looks like this belongs on a snow base. Is my
Looks
thing.
like he's got snow on him.
Yeah, this looks like the base doesn't match, in my opinion. Never using that water effect again, okay. Put it on skis. Yeah, I understand you're trying to do Midwinter's thing. It's just... It needs some highlights, is what it needs. That'll make it look a little bit better. Like, maybe highlights, you don't need to do on the inside of the panels. James Shrimpton, I got myself 2 boxes of the new Mark III Breacher Squad on Saturday from my homebrew Iron Hellforge Cult Warband for the Dark Goddess Sinesh. Neat. An army based on snow. I want to do something differently. Oh, okay. Okay, well, that's fine, but like we said, it looks like this should be on a snow base because of how grainy it looks. But other than that, it's a nice miniature. You did good. Did good for both of them. The rust effects I like. The rust effects are good. Okay, yeah, so this one right here, you see how you have the rust effect in here? That probably would have also helped sell it on the first miniature too. Like if you're gonna do it,
looks fantastic, that rust stuff.
Yeah, this one looks way better than this one, the first one. Because you actually, like, this one actually looks like it's aged because you actually got the chipping on there. And then the texture actually makes sense because you also have, like, splotches of gray, too, on here on the rust. Because this one doesn't have any of it. It looks too pristine to get, like, the weathered look that you want. Pretty bad picture, Volt. Yeah, but like I'm saying, this one, I can see what you're trying to do by making it look weathered and beaten to hell in the second photo. The first photo, not so much. You needed to add a bit more of that rust on the panels is what you needed to do in the first photo. There's the first one, then did the second one ages lighter and did the rust. Yeah. So honestly, what you can do is just go back to this one, do the same rust effects, and then it'll look a lot better. Because also, I can kind of see how on this one, like how I said, you need like a little bit of a blue wash or something in the creases for the first one. You actually did it on this one. I can see like a purple wash or blue wash right here. You needed to do that on the first one. But now I'm starting to see like what you were going for. So it looks a lot better. If there's this much critique, I'm gonna be so cooked. We shall see. It's Magos purple. Yeah, use that. Use that on the first one. Use that in the creases, like basically for the grill on the legs, in between the armor on the head. Maybe do it around the rivets too on the armor panels for the gun cowling and just the shoulder pads, and it'll look so much better. Just basically what you have to do is do what you did with this miniature and do it to this one. And it'll look so much better and sell the fact that this is supposed to be all like beat to hell. But thank you for sharing. I honestly like I said, I like the second one a lot better. This is way better. And also the water effect does not look as like ugly as it does on the first one. Okay, but thank you for sharing that. Let's see, next up we have CaptVulpes. I gotta go all the way to their miniature, I gotta find it. Okay.
You wanna head to bed? You have a good one, Hop. Have a fantastic night.
You have a fantastic night. CaptVulpes, this is a model I finished. Some feedback will be greatly appreciated.
The carpet feels sticky, and that's a good detail.
Yeah, classic arcade look. I don't know why, but
I like
the it looks like they spent more time on the arcade machine than the miniature itself.
Yes,
like,
yes, they did.
What's supposed
the gun
to be,
can use some more TLC.
What's supposed to be the focus of this? Is it supposed to be the miniature or the arcade machine? Because I feel like the focus of this is the arcade machine, because also the carpet too.
Yes. Anything that isn't blue or brown in here, I think needs a little bit of a retouch.
Yeah.
Like his backpack matches the same as like the collar armor, and it's a slightly lighter shade of the gun, which is you have this nice little ebony ivory going on with the legs here, and there's a lot of detail in those boots. I wish you put that in the armor, backpack, and gun. If you did that, then you're on easy street, dude.
Yeah. And another thing too, though, is like I feel like this could be a really good contest piece if you just put the same amount of effort into the miniature itself as you did into the arcade machine.
Yeah, like if you refined a little bit. And yeah, that's not bad 07 if you know if the focus is the arcade machine. However, because the model looks undone, it draws away from said arcade machine.
Yeah. I mean, I really like this.
But yeah,
I like this though, because they also did the little look. Like if you look at the screen too, they also painted the screen.
Yeah.
And they're playing what is
it
called, bubbles or whatever it's called. Or
it looks like some type of balloons, not balloons, but like it's those missile defender ones.
It's the old arcade one where it's the little dinosaur that shoots the little bubbles.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
It looks great.
Yeah, it looks good.
Just a little more detail and love on the actual miniature.
Yeah.
And not the machine. And you have a fantastic model here. Genuinely, we don't have much to say because you've already shown what you can do, and we know you can do more.
Because like the carpet,
I mean that in the best way possible.
It makes me think that this is like you're in an arcade, because the arcade machine looks like an actual arcade machine, and the carpet is the old arcade like carpet.
I feel like I'm about to step in front of that, and I'm going to hear the loudest Velcro sound because they never washed the 5 big gulps that spilled in front of it. They just like let it dry out.
Yeah.
Minus when she's not playing Galaga. I love me some Galaga.
Hello, Linkie. How you doing? No, because he was there for that. Shut up. Bus seat print.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, CaptVulpes. It's a nice miniature. Again, just put the same amount of effort into the actual like miniature, into the figure as you did into the arcade machine.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have Shotro. Oh wait, no, they didn't say. So never mind. They're not getting anything.
More like Notro.
Yeah. Neither does Alfarius, whichever Alfarius this is. Neither does Toaster Slayer. Okay, we have more from Robzilla, actually. Like some advice to improve the flames and such. Okay, first things first. This looks pretty good. The same thing from the first one. This first Krieger, you went a little bit too heavy on the contrast. The flame itself looks pretty good. It just needs a bit more of an arc to it, because that's how an actual flamethrower works. So we're not going to linger on this one too much. But just like, a flame should have an arc to it coming out of a flamethrower, or in this case a melt-a-gun. Because you got to remember, you're shooting like a jelly or a liquid. So it's got to, you have to like, it has an arc to it. bit
Also,
long
the
for her
flame
size.
on the initial part is good, where it's that dark on the where the mushroom bulb ends. It needs to be more like that on the front end and more white hot on the back end. You're mixing it to and fro here.
Yeah. Parabola. Someone posted in the morning, you like it? Yeah, again, like the first one we looked at, go easy on the contrast. Maybe angle this a little bit, the flame itself. But I mean, the flame, it does look like a flame though, when you go towards the outer edges of it, because the smoke forming with the black, the inside of it is like yellow. Yeah. It looks pretty good. You could also use this as a magma base too, if you do the same thing.
Yeah.
You
got it like 80% of the way there.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, I know they can shoot far. It's just you got to remember, it's got to have a bit of an arc to it. Like,
also for this one, it's more of a thick, gloopy flame rather than that high pressure jettison that you get
especially if it's going to go that far. Other than that, it looks good. It's just you're not going to have fun if you were to go play with this, but I know you're not going to. Well, thank you for sharing your miniature again. Okay, next up we have Squito, advice for better painting faces. These are probably the best I've been able to do. Okay, these...
That face looks like from iRobot and or Dorian Gray from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Also, this is a bit of a low-res photo.
Yeah. Best one we can see is
that
Celestine.
Celestine one, though.
Yeah, I think all they need to do is just thin their paints a bit more. Because it looks a bit grainy.
It almost looks like a death mask, actually. I kind of fuck with it.
Yeah. They also did take my advice for don't even paint the pupils.
Yep. Especially when you're an Imperial Demon.
Yep.
It also, the paint scheme for the face, which has that face mask look, matches with the armor and the wings.
Yeah.
Now we focus on the head. Let's focus on that little branch that connects the wings there. That can be tidied up a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's also, this is a work in progress too, this one. Because the next photo, you see it's... Because if you go to the next photo, you see it looks better. It's actually completed. But I put...
Is it bad? I kind of like the color scheme from the whips first.
I don't know.
It's like, you did great with the metallics. 100%. You got what you wanted. I could see the vision. I like that color scheme from the first one more because I haven't seen that before, and it looks unironically amazing.
Yeah. And another thing too, the wings, use a bit of griff, like, use some kind of shade in the creases of the wings. Honestly, you can use 100%. What I use for wings is use Griff Charger Gray. It's a great contrast for white wings. Thank you for sharing, Squito. Literally all you have to do for faces is just thin down the paints a bit more. Okay, next up we have Herbal. Any advice on this demon prince? I'm working on the flesh. It's supposed to look like the flesh on the Dreadnought, but my blood for the blood god went bad and couldn't do it yet. It looks like flesh.
It's like very oily flesh.
Yes. And
there's nothing wrong with the glistening flesh, actually.
Yeah, and then...
The only downside is it is glistening flesh next to that metallic Alfarius body.
Yeah.
Which
and also I'm looking at the
shiny.
Dreadnought, and I'm not seeing... He wants the flesh to look like it from the Dreadnought, because I think... I don't think what they could do.
It's too visually noisy.
Yeah.
Of course, Oreo. I'm glad we could help you with the arcade one.
Yeah.
Like, if you watched the shit out of that silver, I think you'd be okay. And I'll also finish the silver bits on the pauldron and the gauntlet.
And then also paint the horns and improve on the face. Because if we're comparing the flesh on the demon to the Dreadnought, I honestly like the flesh on the demon better than the Dreadnought, because the Dreadnought blends too much into the actual armor panels.
It's a mess. It's a visual mess. There's too much noise.
It looks it's like some of the earlier miniatures.
Cohesive theme.
It looks a bit too samey. It all blends into itself and makes a big blob.
Yes.
And also the out of focus of the camera doesn't help either.
But you can see he has potential, because look at the way he did that basing.
Yeah. The basing looks pretty good.
We slapped the basing from the Dreadnought on the demon.
Yeah, that looked pretty good actually. Based on
Hey,
the game,
you got it right, Handy. It was
Bobble.
Puzzle
Yeah.
Bobble.
I was right. Woohoo! Yeah. But yeah, this looks pretty good. You could also see for the arm, they actually did a little bit of a dry brush on the blue too. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that looks great.
But yeah, I honestly like the flesh on the demon better than the dreadnought, even though you yourself like the flesh on the dreadnought instead of the demon.
Imagine it looks like someone like you remember. I'm full of references today. You remember the first live action Scooby Doo movie?
Yes.
Remember those whack ass long eared demon dog things?
Yes.
You see what I'm seeing with Alfarius, Demon Farius there?
Yeah, I know. I knew it looked familiar, kind of.
Yeah. It's like that, but wet.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Herbal. Looks pretty good. Just finish painting in some of the details on the demon's face, because it's blending into the rest of it, unless this... Pretty sure this is still a whip, because I think they also posted this... Did they post it in members miniatures when they had membership?
Yes, 07, 100%. Look up Uncle Adam's video about how he takes photos of his miniatures. That's how I do my contest pieces.
Yeah. That's another thing, too. We should probably add into the rules. Please make sure they're in focus. Okay, next... Ooh, this is a good one. Next up, we have Lunchbox, or Pyrani. So, still trying to work out the non-metallic metal.
10 out of 10.
Critique, advice would be welcome. Oh, I see what
you
they
don't
mean.
need it.
Well, I mean... they want the parts... I'm pretty sure the parts that are brown are supposed to be metal. But they're more reading as clay.
Yeah, I see that, and also the weapon itself.
Yeah, it's more reading as clay to me. Well, the weapon's made of wood.
It is reading as clay.
The weapons...
Oh yeah, TMNT for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the only... Because I don't know what you're going for. Are you going for a bronze? Or are you going for, like, a gold or a copper? Is the biggest problem. Because, again, this is looking like clay. If you want the problem with non-metallic metal is it takes so much damn effort just to make it look like metal. And you need a ton of bronze. He wants it to be bronze. Okay. So you need a lot. You just need more colors is what it is. You need to have more colors to blend. Like, you need to go from a bit darker to progressively brighter. Like,
Additionally, very shiny metals have a very low to high luster quality right next to each other. If you look at El Miniaturista, whenever he paints, he does all non-metallic metal. His miniatures have a lot of dark spots next to really, really fucking bright spots.
Yeah.
And you're doing more of a gradual thing, like it's less of a lustery gold or bronze or metal in general.
I think he's trying. What Ikbar's trying to say is, I feel like what he's trying to say is you're doing more glazing, is what you're doing.
Yeah, you're doing a gentle transition. You need sharp transition.
Yeah, that transition needs to be a bit harsher for non-metallic. You can do blending for the darker colors to the brighter. It's just once you start getting brighter and brighter, you have to make it harsher. Like, another good painter that I would say to look at would be Vince Venturella when he does non-metallic metal. I think Zumi Kito Miniatures is another good one to look at. Orange into your brown for bronze. Oh yeah, that too. Because bronze does have kind of like an orangish hue to it. Okay, so let's look at the other pictures though. Other parts of it though. But I mean, I like this miniature though. Look like just the
it gives
blends
me
looks
Monkey
nice.
Island vibes, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. It's a good miniature. I like it. I really like it. Okay. Okay, let me hide this because I have to open up a bunch more images. So let's actually take a break too. Oh shit, did I just...
I can go over a few general tips that I've seen throughout several of these.
Yeah, let's do a recap.
First things first. It doesn't matter how good your painting is. you need to put time into the photograph. If you don't, you're doing yourself a disservice and you're showing to us that you don't really care, whether you mean it or not.
Another thing too is make sure that you put, if you're gonna have like you don't have to put as much effort into the base as the miniature, but at least make them kind of like put a lot of effort into the miniature and just as much effort into the base, if not a little bit less than the miniature.
Ninjon's advice for basing is, no matter what, figure out a way to allow the base to draw your immediate attention and then draw up into the miniature.
Yeah, but don't like make it draw too much attention, like make it an obnoxiously bright color.
Yeah, like for him, he does a two-tone base. Like he'll put texture on it, whatever the texture is. He'll do a lighter, warmer color with an airbrush, and then flip it 180 and do a darker, cooler color. So it makes shadows, so your brain says don't focus on that part, and you naturally start looking up the legs and at the model.
Given so many people.
Costco, he did look like a Banjo-Kazooie character, and not the nuts and bolts one.
Yeah, how many photos have you got?
Yes, 07. That is the thing. A lot of painting is done to trick you.
Okay, whoever Lacoste
Think of it like
is,
stage make.
sorry, whoever Lacoste is, say if you want critique or feedback, or you're gonna be skipped.
Think about painting your miniature like stage makeup. It is brighter, harsher, more contrasty and garish tones that are meant to be highlighted into such a zany detail because you're looking at it from so far away. What's up, Ian Whitaker? You got a Krieg army you want to show off? Make sure you post it in the show us what you got part of the Discord, and make sure you put if you want critique or whatever the priorities are. I am sick and this NyQuil is starting to hit.
Ah, I see. You might actually get through everyone today.
Shit, let's go, gamer.
Yeah, remember this, everyone. This is gonna be a bi-weekly thing. Because I don't stream the Monday after I post a video. It's basically just asking for feedback, critique, in a roundabout way. Okay. Yeah, I think we might get through everyone. What time is it? Yeah, we might get through everyone in an hour.
Yeah, I might last another half hour, just let you know.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chat. So, good photography and lighting. Uncle Adam has a video on that. To quote him, Pachow. No, there's no little link to click on it, but hey, you have fingers.
I mean, Tony, yes, you could always ask questions and suggestions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just part of the conversation.
Okay.
To quote Philippi to Frankie before he went cringe.
Let's get back to...
Show us what you got!
Business. To defeat the Huns.
First up, we have Soba. My first big night, did my best to repose him to be less static and walking up a ridge plus extending the skirts. Any improvements to the painting?
The painting actually looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
The gold on yellow is a bold strategy cotton. You're gonna need to wash that though.
Yeah. Yeah,
also, wash the base.
And also, you might go a bit easy on the wash, because I'm looking at the skin and also the horns. Those are a bit too... It's a bit too heavy on the wash.
Samey. It looks like the horns are made of the flesh.
Yeah, that too. They pulled it off very well. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I mean, the secret to honestly painting yellow is just using Imperial Fist contrast.
Yes.
Hmm.
And yeah, the rock base needs some wash. It's all highlight and mid. It doesn't have.
Yes, Fire, you can throw in another thing.
It doesn't have any body to build off of.
Yeah.
Yeah, white and pink. Yep, David's got it there. White and pink.
Yeah.
Pink for the undercoat, white for the highlight.
Some areas that they washed, the silver looks a bit blotchy. I think they used like
It does.
they used what is it, Gray Knight's contrast or whatever it is. I think is what they used. Probably needed to thin that down a bit.
Uncertain. Yeah, it's
Shade
pooling
purple.
around the rivets on that top spike.
Yeah, a bit too much. And also you can see the tide marks on the flat part of the armor, the shoulder panel.
A weird thing you can do to show off the corruption would be that major spike that we were talking about that has the tide marks. If you just like gently flaked it with like that corrosive rust to match the spikes poking out of the armor, I think that would be a cool effect.
Yeah. Honestly, this is a good night.
Wash different materials. Yeah, it's a great night. It's just you need to wash different materials with a different color.
Yeah.
Leather and human skin should not match horn.
Yeah.
And your rock should, like, your rock has highlight and low light with the dirt and everything and the dead space marine on there. If you just put a little bit of TLC in that rock, you're gonna do great.
I would honestly probably do what Forge World does, and they mix they mix a brown wash with a black wash by like first like applying it, and well, this is for basing, not for the miniature itself. The miniature itself, they do like a close to 50-50 mix of a brown and black wash, but for the rock, like just to get it to like have variation, like dab a bit of black wash and brown wash all over it, and then just start blending it together.
I would even argue you could lean into the cool colors on it and do a blue wash like a Rykarth, whatever the hell it's called. I think it's yeah, Drakenhof Nightshade. If you do that,
but go easy on it, thin it down. Drakenhof is a really strong shade.
You do some blue around the chaos symbols on the shoulder and on the thing, that thingy right there.
The ion shield.
The orange or white. You put white around the chaos symbols, or yeah.
Yeah, that's my art major. Yeah, it does.
Dude,
do you want one now?
I love that guy. No.
No.
No,
Okay.
I like corn disc better.
That's fair. And 07, I say tender love and care.
Oh,
Chat says hi, Mrs. President Bard.
I can't see. They didn't post a photo with like the Volkite gun or whatever the hell that is, but that could also use some work too.
Yeah,
the lines are a bit thick. They
the
don't
mouth
connect.
doesn't match the coupling.
No. I mean, honestly, there's like not much critique to this as other ones, because like the yellow is good. It looks good.
Yeah, and it does its fucking job, and it does it well. You should get a head pat for that.
Yeah, and also the decals they did good too. You can't really see the ghosting from the decals. Maybe also probably fix the exhaust for where the blue's coming from. But it's a good miniature. I like it.
True.
The dead marine on the base too. Just the base doesn't even work. But thank you for sharing, Soba. Next we have Ernie Hemingway. Would welcome any critique advice on painting black minis. Same thing again. Maybe you're gonna head on black armor since I want to finally start painting Iron Hands. Anyways, this is my first black armor mini that I finished last week. Okay. Honestly, this looks really good. Maybe just go a bit brighter on the edge highlight. That's all they need for the final edge highlight. This is a nice miniature. Actually, the base is a bit... I don't know how I'm feeling about the base. What about you, Ickbard?
1 second. The base, yeah, it looks like an aquarium.
Yeah. Probably painted, I think.
Yeah, like it needs like a few bigger pieces, like natural rock formations.
Yeah. Well, they have one big rock
'Cause,
formation at the front of it. It's just...
They need like chunks of rock throughout the base
Honestly, I
that
think...
aren't just the gravel.
Unpainted gravel rocks. Honestly, what they could have done is they could have done like one of the normal texture pastes and then sprinkle the rocks on it and it'd look a lot better. Is what it'd be, maybe. Army of fish tank basing. Someone's done that already. But I mean, the miniature itself looks really good.
Yeah,
the eyes...
like notice the weathering on the boot doesn't match the rocks.
Yeah. And the eyes look like they did the lenses really well. Like, really well.
Yeah. Which should show that they have what it takes to make that basing pop.
Yeah. There's really not much to say about this. Besides, like, what they wanted
They took
was,
our
like...
advice about painting black.
Yeah. Well, they said they wanted to, like... And just edge highlighting. All they have to do is just do one more, like, brighter, like, color for the highlight. Because you can see they kind of, super thin. You can see they kind of have it on the helmet where like
on that very top
is.
ridge, they got it right there.
They got that right. It's just the rest of the black armor, it's not there. It's still a bit dark.
Yeah.
Honestly, they could just use Dawnstone if that's not what they're already using, and it'd look really good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like 95% there.
Yeah.
Be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Also, wash the pauldron.
Which one? The Death Watch one?
Yeah.
Thank you, Katron Universally, for the raid. Sorry if I mispronounced your name.
Welcome to the best football team in the NFL, which is the Raiders, by the way. Welcome to the stream. We're going over member miniatures right now. These are the open access, the free members that we're doing bi-monthly. We're doing critique and how we can improve these things. Right now, we have a very easy one to critique right here. It's got a lot going for it. It just needs a few little details to fix.
Yeah. And maybe also I see that little bit of blue paint right there on the pauldron.
Yeah, he is.
Thank you, Linkie, for the 2 months. I have one of these. Say anything mean about my menu. He gets it, I will cry. We'll see about that.
You know what, 07? That's a good joke. You get a little golf clap. Here you go. That's a golf clap right there for you. Don't know what the noise gate allowed it.
Yeah, but it looks good, Ernie. You did a good job. Okay, this next one's pretty easy. In your pants.
Jesus Christ. It's Fat Titus. Handy, it's Fat Titus.
This is from Boston Jomo.
Someone get Bear Mix in here.
Makes the best content. Yes, an adult did this. This is my first try.
You know what?
You
God
did
bless
good
you.
for a first try. It just needs 2 thin coats.
Someone
needs to watch Duncan Rhodes. Yes, that's all I could say about this is 2 thin coats and maybe clean up the.
No, I want that.
edges.
Fuck you. I want Fat Titus.
Okay. Okay.
Give me. Come on, Ultra Bar. Let's go with some fucking crusades.
Brother, be strong for the Emperor, brother. Oh God.
This is what Leandro sees. Then he looks at Titus.
Hey, at least they tried to freehand the Ultramarine symbol too, and it doesn't look that
They
bad.
did a good job, actually.
Yeah. It's just thin your paints, please.
Also, look what they did for the Purity Sealed tabards. He actually made it look like text, and that is not easy to do.
Yeah.
This man is terrible at painting faces, but he has a career in like writing names on like rice kernels.
There's like 6 to 7 coats on his head. That shit was hard. Wait, is this? Is this is Boston Jomo Costco?
Yes, Skeleton. Try
God,
to
it
get
is.
more models this edition, this infections.
That is Costco. Boston Jomo's Costco.
Costco.
Oh.
Do you make money writing people's names on rice grain? Because you do a good job on those little purity sealed tablets.
Yeah. Thin your paints. That's the biggest thing. Thin your paints. Because I can even tell that
Yeah.
metallic.
How do we get this dichotomy?
The metallic is pretty chunky.
I feel like we're in someone's video like, I just trolled 2 small-time Warhammer content creators. It's like
Being good at freehanding but bad at properly thinning your paints is so weird. That's kind of funny. It's like one positive.
Lord has blessed him in many ways, but not consistently.
Well, if this is their first miniature, that's fine. It's a good first attempt.
Yeah. We're giving you a hard time, but like you're it's just the face. I just can't stop looking at it.
Yeah. The face.
I'm entranced.
Yeah.
Play some Barry White. I look at this face with a red filter. Oh baby.
Look on the bright side, learning thin paints is much easier than learning to freehand. Yes, it is. Well,
that would be very funny, Brax.bro.
Well, Demon Awards, they own that'd be the biggest plot twist of the year, yeah. But thank you for sharing.
It would be funny
Costcojomo.
because that means they know several of my friends who were in the Golden Demon circles, and I'd be able to figure out who they were.
Thank you for sharing.
For let's go with base takes. For the Emperor. Ermagerd. Goosebumps, my favorite perk.
Ermagerd, Schnurr.
Ermagerd, Schnurr.
Okay, Frank did not post what they wanted, so they're just getting skipped.
Frank Castle, your family's getting shot by the mafia again.
Okay, Zeku is up next. They want critique. This is a nice miniature, and I don't know if I want to zoom in on the Demonette.
It immediately does it.
But yes, this is a good miniature. I think it could use some highlights though, and it's a pretty damn good looking kit bash too. They use the Saturnine Praetor
on the shoulder pauldron.
Go ahead. I think they use Saturnine Praetor, and then they use Bellacor's wings. I think.
Yeah, those are Bellacore wings.
Yeah.
And then he looks like he used a fallen head.
He also used I think that's what's his name? Abaddon's right arm too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's a good catch.
07, we have actually done that. It was very hilarious. We have done that.
Handy laughed at mine a lot.
Yeah.
The shoulder and the ankle need a little TLC compared to the rest of the flesh.
Yeah.
That and the rock needs to not be Night Lord's blue, and you got a fucking banger here, dude.
Yeah.
If you do those 2 details, it is S tier.
Yeah. Another thing too, I think whatever, assuming that's a Blood Angel, it needs a bit of wash on it. Or if there is any, it needs a highlight maybe. Because there's kind of, I think this mini just needs some highlights.
Needs insignia.
Yeah. Need some highlights. Other than that, it's a very nice miniature. Did a very good job. Did a very, very good job. I like it. There's not much to say about it, which is a good thing. Okay, thank you for sharing that, Zeku. Okay, yeah, La Castra actually went back and edited the thing, so let me open up the... Wait a minute, I'm pretty sure they were a member and we looked at these already. But the membership expired.
I have not looked at that.
It was a members miniatures post, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yes, advice and critiques. Really hard to paint the Stern Guard veteran well. Well, I mean,
No, you did it good.
Yeah, you did good. They look great.
Like inside the collar, but like that's about it.
Also, right here, I'm not
That's
sure
a
if that's
no-go zone?
super glue. They put too much super glue seed in like the first one.
Oh, that looks like super glue.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things you really just can't help once you gotta pray once you put that stuff on if you sub-assemble.
They also painted pretty good pupils too.
Yeah. That looks like Doom Guy.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
This is a good miniature.
Yeah, you just do good miniatures in general.
Well, no, I think it's the same one, but he just magnetized the heads. I don't know.
Yeah, he magnetized the heads.
Yeah,
there's that, or he has 2 of the 5-man stern guards and did one helmetless.
So okay.
Yeah, brush black on that one area. The super glue is and it look fine. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Here's another thing too. Look at the inside of the neck plate. It's not painted.
That's what I was talking about. Inside the collar, that tends to be a no-go spot, but like you have it colored over, so you might as well do it.
Yeah, that needs some work. But other than that, there's not really much. This is another one of those miniatures where there's not really much to say. Oops, that's a bit far in the future. Looks really good. The lenses, maybe clean up the lens right here. You got the highlights down pretty good. Maybe. I think that's just a bunch of dust and microfibers on it. And the white paint isn't as chunky either. Also did some hazard stripes on the tube, on the power cable.
Yeah. This is just genuinely a good model.
Yeah, it's a good miniature. Maybe a bit of wash on the base, actually. Because it kind of looks like a...
We see it on the skulls and the helmet, but not on the mud. It looks like you're stepping on Clayface a little bit.
Or poop.
Hell yeah. I am the great and mighty Pooh.
Okay, but thank you for sharing those. Next up, we have... Black Templar Enthusiast. Definitely still a noob, would like that for a while critique, but everyone except the Emperor's Champion gonna repaint him, probably the head of Hellbreak. But also love some feedback. Never edge highlighted and had messed up on the neophyte heads and had to hurry up. Place them with helmets for a game with a friend. Please don't critique too hard. Love your videos. Night is called the Alamo. I've only got the bare minimum paints because they're expensive. Understandable.
So,
GW
first things
paints
first.
In the US, get 2 thin coats. Cheaper.
First things first. The blood spatter you have here is immaculate, and that is the way you're supposed to do it. You did it right. These guys are literally walking walls of, like tanks. They are going to walk through something, and it is going to squish and gush on them. You did it right. They look like they just shoulder-checked an Ogren.
Or they power slapped him with the power fist.
Indeed. These look fantastic.
Yeah.
The basing can use a little more. That's it.
And they said the edge highlighting is what they wanted help with too. I mean, it looks like you dry brush the highlights on, but in general for edge highlighting, you just want to get like one good sable brush, and you want to use the barrel of your brush, which is just the middle of your brush.
Yeah.
Okay, Emperor's Champion. They said they were gonna redo this, but my god, it did. 2 thin coats and
be strong.
Too much glue.
Be strong, Clarence.
Yeah. Okay, Hellbrick. Hellbrick, he looks pretty good. Maybe a bit of wash on the banner in the back. A little bit of cleanup.
A little bit of wash on the gold.
Yeah. I think maybe repaint the shoulder pads because it looks like they brushed on the blood.
That's very true.
It's just, I think you need work on the blood on Hellbrick. You did a little bit too much. This is what I think you did. A little bit.
I agree.
A little bit too ham on the blood for Hellbrick. And the helmet honestly looks fine.
Yeah.
Okay, Blade Guard. 2 thin coats. Ugh, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then also the same problem with Hellbrick. A little bit too much blood. in some areas.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Sometimes. See ya, Fugrim. Thanks for hanging out.
Good one.
Yeah, this looks like they did do dry brush highlights, so it's a bit chalky in some areas, and then the
Which
paint
can
is a bit too
stylistically
thick.
work, but if you want edge highlights, you gotta edge highlight.
Oh wait, that was Grimaldus we were critiquing.
Can't exactly.
This is
fake it.
Helbrecht.
Yes, it is. Once again, I'm sick, so I'm like, yeah,
Wow.
shit slip.
Oh, okay, what do they want for Helbrecht?
Wash the gold.
Okay, they were gonna wash the gold. They said they were gonna redo the head of Helbrecht, and I can tell you probably 2 thin coats. The paint is thick. It's like the main
Even on
thing.
the power pack and with the candles.
Yeah, that's the scrolls too. They're a bit too thick. I can tell the details are getting washed out.
Yeah, you may need to redo him as well. I recommend you redo him as well.
Yeah, this. Honestly, the biggest thing is just 2 thin coats on this. On all of these is just 2 thin coats. You gotta be a bit. You have to thin your paints on these. Because like you're washing out all the details on their helmets too. Like this one right here, if you guys can see it on my screen where my mouse is, you can see the grills for this face, but you can't see it for this one because it's just washed out with paint. And then also here, you can barely see the Templars cross on the helmet. You need to thin your paints. Okay, the Alamo now, the Knight. Okay, again, maybe a bit too ham on the blood. It's in spots it actually wouldn't be unless he was fighting a demon.
Which would be kind of based, but
yeah. And 2 thin coats and like better brush control. Because that white paint on the shoulder pads looking kind of thick. Just the paint, I can see the paintbrush lines on all of your all these miniatures pretty much. You're just applying paint too thick. I think if you thin your paints down better, you do a lot better. So much blood. Yeah. Okay, thank you for sharing Black Templars Enthusiast. Next up we have David. He said he wants critique.
Right after David, I'm gonna have to call it.
Critique or feedback. Okay. This isn't really fair because we've already looked at this thing multiple times.
All right, you ready? You ready? This is Igbard on NyQuil. I almost said my real name. This is Igbard on NyQuil and like tired. Okay. Do you want it to be white? Do you want it to be gray? That stippling you have on the top turret is perfect, and you need to bring it to the body of the tank. If you do, you have an S tier vehicle. Everything else is genuinely great. I'm just talking about your base coat here. You see that weathered stippling on the turret housing next to the logo and the commissar?
Oh, you mean the cupola? The thing he's sticking out of?
Yeah, that thing. The very bottom of it has the white paint with that stippling into the gray from being worn.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That needs to be on the body of the tank.
And maybe also paint the Aquillas and skulls too. A metallic color.
Maybe. Yeah, like you could do it thematically and all that. The FU is such a fun detail. It is. It is.
But that's the only
They're
photo
more
he posted.
silver from the front. More silver from the front because you have the barrel pointing that way, you silly Billy.
No, that's a decal.
No, he did not. That is a decal he bought from Ian's of Battle, I believe.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing, David. It's a good tank. We've seen it
Yeah, it's
many
a fantastic
times.
tank. It's just, it needs one little detail to make it pop more.
I meant the Aquillas.
Aquila is silver? Okay.
I can't really tell, but whatever, okay. We'll take your word for it.
Yeah, take your word for it.
But it is a very nice tank. Good job. Thank you for sharing. Okay, next up we have Fire. Needs some advice on the colors. Little critique would help as well. My stinky
Yeah,
boy
I can't
needs
leave
it.
on
Not sure any
Fires.
time. What was that? I heard something.
You're
Michael Kai, thank you for
70% of the
YouTube
way
scribble.
there.
Yes. He also kind of gave you critiques on this one too, remembers miniatures. But it's looking good. Maybe you need a bit of wash. It needs wash is what it needs.
Needs wash. It needs thinner edge highlights if you look at the foot.
Yeah.
Like that left foot, our right, it looks good. Its right foot, our left, is a bit thick.
Yeah. A bit thick. But I mean, the face looks pretty good. Did a good job on that.
Yeah. Be proud of the face.
Ugh. But that looks pretty good. Thank you for sharing, Fire. You did a good job. Much improvement from other minis you posted. Thank you for sharing.
All right. I will bid you all adieu.
Later, Bard.
Treat handy well.
Boy, board.
Okay, next up we have
Bye.
Linkie. And they want critique. And this is a very good miniature. First time sculpting seriously. Okay, I need to know what was sculpted. I'm guessing the silver hammers thing was what was sculpted on the Crozius and the shoulder pad. I mean, just looking at this thing, it's a very nice miniature. The base needs a bit of work. It's like one of the previous ones where it doesn't really mesh well with it, so to say, because you've got like right here, you've got rocks sticking to his foot, and then it's like completely barren under his foot. So that needs a bit of work. Other than that, you did a pretty good job with the sculpting for the Crozius and just like the paint job in general, because you're painting white. It was like you did a very good job on it. Then also look here on the gold for the shoulder pauldron. That is a very, very nice transition. Like, oh, very nice transition. I wish I could do that. I still can't do that correctly. And the text is really clean. This is just a very clean miniature. Oh, they even did... Linkie even did, like, marbling effect on the Crozius, too. But this is just a very good miniature. I like it. I think that... Is the cape also sculpted on? Like, the thing is, like, this miniature is just so good I can't tell what's sculpted and what's not, aside from, like, the Silver Hammers logo. Like, is the cape sculpted? I'm pretty sure the helmet isn't. Yeah, is it actually? Because, like, one side doesn't... I don't know. Like, this is just a good miniature. Cape is sculpted. Okay. I mean, this is... Well, you did a good job with the cape sculpting. I thought it was actually a part of the miniature. Yeah, I like it. Very, very good job. You did good. You did a very good job on this. Helmets from the Out of Production Chaos Rings. Ah, okay. Okay. I see. But yeah, my only complaint about this really is just the feet, like the base. That's it. That's really my only complaint. Little Rosarius at this side is also sculpted. Oh, I couldn't even tell that was sculpted. That's pretty damn good. You did good. Yeah, again, only complaint is just the base. Like the basing material. It honestly shouldn't be stuck to his boots. But good job, Linkie. You did very good. Very, very good. I like this miniature. Okay, next up, David. He wants more critique. It is hard to critique. Okay, it is hard to critique David because he paints so well. I'm trying to think of one. Maybe Some areas you could have gone a bit easy on the wash and the contrast. Like on this guy right here, it's a bit too dark right there. It's a little bit too coffee stained. Then like kind of right here on the shoulder pad, not like a little bit. Oops. Then his shoulder pad looks like it's getting blown out a bit by the shade too. I mean, everything else about these looks very nice. Maybe a bit of highlighting on the yeah, actually a bit of highlighting too. It could use these guys could use some highlights on like the shoulder pads, like the one chaplain wolf priest or whatever he counts as. He could use a bit of highlighting on the shoulder pads, like a very faint highlight, because you already have like the color blend transition on the armor. It just needs a very, very faint highlight. Then the yellow draws the attention. The blood is just the right amount. But overall, these are very good miniatures. David running the curve on the midterm exam. Not how he was 97%. Yeah, I know. I can dig him for this. Clean up the base rim. Clean up the base rim. You need to clean that up. That needs some work. But yeah, just a little bit of highlights in some areas and then it'll be good. Well, thank you for sharing that miniature. Next up, we have Snazzwagon with a Magnus. Okay, you need to be a bit neater is what it looks like, and also some shading too. Yeah, you need to... This one is more... You have the thinning of your paints down pretty good, I can see. It's just your only problem is just brush control. Because a lot of the colors are bleeding into where they shouldn't be. Like on his face. I think you're trying to get him to like glow, but it... And then also you didn't really paint in all of his wing. I can still see some of the primer right here. And also right here. So you need to make sure you paint everything in... Why is there green right there? Base also needs some work. Yeah, this just needs to be a lot neater is all it needs to be, and also some shade. So you need neatness and shade is what needs to happen. Maybe also thin your paint right here on the staff too, because I can see some brush marks on it. But I feel like if you were to just be a bit neater with the colors and add some shade, this would look a lot better. This would like be like an 8 out of 10 miniature if it was just a lot neater. Let's look at their knight up next. Okay, yeah, so the knight looks way better than your Magnus. I wonder what happened between the two. Although there are some areas where I think they're trying to do OSL, but it doesn't look too great. You got a lot neater with the knight, but there's still some areas where it's a bit too much. Yeah, they were trying to do OSL, but the thing is, it's not really working on this. It just looks like they slapped paint on there. But I mean, that freehand looks pretty good. But paint's a bit thick too, yeah. I think this one's just like, you gotta be a bit thinner on the paint is what it is, and like it just needs to be neat. It needs a better, like, more shade. And you also need to finish the base. Like, the cape definitely needs some shading on it, because I'm not sure if they're supposed to have any details on it, but I can't really see it. I mean, other than that, they're good miniatures, just they need work. Okay, next up we have Brax.bro. Engron made from FDM. Need advice and feedback on where to go from here. Trying to make it acid planet based. Not sure it looks as such. Okay, so problem with FDM is you need a very, very fine nozzle for this. Is what you need. Because the 3D print lines are kind of distracting from, like, the miniature itself. It needs some, because the problem is that because the print lines are just so huge, when you go to shade it, all that shade is just going to be, it's just going to be in those layer lines, and it's not going to look as great. Yeah, this I have nothing against 3D printing. It's just like FDM is like, older FDM printers are just so bad. It's just like this, because it also looks like, even with the normal paint on it, it looks like the, like, what details are supposed to be there are getting washed out. And then like they want to do an acid planet base. Like, the best advice I can give for an acid planet is you need to go a bit brighter on here. So maybe get some what is it, Tesseract glow? Get some Tesseract glow, and like, if did I post a photo of my gray seer anywhere? I don't remember if I did, but honestly, you can probably go back to one of my streams with the gray seer and check that one out and see how I did like the base for that. Because it gives a glowing green that looks like acid, but it's not. It's just supposed to be like warp stone or whatever the heck it is. But honestly, like, the way the base looks now, it honestly just looks like it's supposed to be a swamp planet with like, that had an algae bloom. If you want to do acid, you want it to be a bit brighter, is what you want to do. Like, you honestly want to start brighter, and then the raised areas would maybe be a bit darker. It all depends on what you want. But I mean, I'm just having a hard time liking this because like the layer lines are just so distracting on this. Yep, that's how you do an acid base. Okay, next up is Tornado. Feedback high should paint proxy Deathwing fast, and also paint trim, rush the painting because paint them actually a problem with trim when it comes to face paints. Okay, I'm trying to. Hello, Deceptibots, how are you? Welcome. I can't really zoom in, like, it's hard to see these. Paint proxy. Like, the problem is, these are more, I would say these are more Dreadwing. Hexwraith Flame, that would probably work too. You just want a brighter green to get the acid look, is what you want to do. Because, like I said, it looks like he's more or less on he's on a swamp planet that just had like an algae bloom. Like the top is covered in algae. I'm trying to think. Like, these read more to be as Dreadwing, because Deathwing, they're supposed to have like, they have to have like, if you're painting these as Horus Heresy, which I think you are, like certain areas of them have to have a bone color, and these don't have any bone color on them. Because if I remember correctly, for the Horus Heresy, in order for a Deathwing to get a bone colored piece of armor, that signifies where they're injured. Yeah, Ikbar, the NyQuil did hit him like a brick. Is the cat your Forge Fiend proxy? No, it's just my cat. Where is my cat? Oh, she's probably hanging out.
It is the cat that Handy will paint later.
No. I hope I do not spill any paint on my cat. Because that'll be weird.
Why not, Handy?
No. But yeah, if you want to do Deathwing, you have to paint at least one piece of armor bone. So it could be any piece of armor or all the armor. And then you gotta be a bit neater with the colors. It needs some shade. The trim, honestly, like, you can't really rush painting trim. Like, what you could do is, if you paint trim first, that's usually what you do, is you paint the trim first and then you fix up the areas wherever the trim is. Well, you know, it could have been a white cat and someone spilled black paint on him. Yeah. Could be. But yeah, that's pretty much it for these. Thank you for sharing, Tornado. Okay, next up we have KidApocalypse, a Norn emissary with critique. It's hard to critique this because this looks very nice. This is a nicely painted miniature. And I think it's done with contrast too, which makes it even more impressive. This is just a nicely painted miniature. It's hard to critique this. Yeah, save the best for last. It is just really hard to critique this mini. This is just a very, very nicely painted miniature. I mean, like, the only thing I can think of is because I see on the chitin you did a double highlight on it for like the scratch marks. You could have, like, your final highlight, you could have gone a bit thinner is what you could have done, because I could see it's kind of bleeding into your secondary highlight for the scratches, and you don't really want that. You want that to be a bit thinner, so maybe get a thinner brush for that. But overall, this is just a very nice miniature, and I like it. It is a very, very nice miniature. Hang on, I need to grab something, because that is actually all the miniatures. Wow, we actually got through all the ones that everyone posted in one stream. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's only 10:44. Very nice. It's contrast and regular paint mixed. No, very nice. Very, very nice. You did a good job. I like it. Very impressively painted Norn emissary, or whichever Norn this is. It's just a good job in general. And also the greens too look good. Again, just if you're gonna do like what you did on that chitin right there, you should try and do it a bit thinner next time, because you are washing out the secondary color. Other than that, that looks like that's everything for the first week of it. Oh wait, I see someone typing. Skeletons tapping in the chat. Streamception, okay. Yes, Streamception. Very much Streamception. But yeah, that's it. Got through every single entry in 15 minutes early. That's pretty good. So it's probably going to take me a while to timestamp all of these, so I'm probably not going to be able to do that until I get back from Train Club tomorrow. So yeah, this was actually a lot of fun. It was probably one of the more fun streams I've had in a while. Sit up for a bit. Well, yeah, so just keep posting your miniatures in the show us what you got section, you guys, and we'll keep looking at them every other Monday. But I think it's time to wrap up the stream. This has been a very successful
Show us what you got!
Stream. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Ickbard had a lot of fun too, even though he's sick. But yeah, this was fun. We're definitely gonna do this again. Definitely gonna do this again. So thank you everyone so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for making this a very successful stream. Had a lot of people show up. Had a lot of people post their miniatures. It was great to see all the stuff everyone painted. But I will be back on Wednesday continuing to paint my Saturnine Dreadnought. So have a good rest of your night or day wherever you are in the world, everyone. Goodbye.